Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Friday, January 3rd, 2025. Not even 2024, it's 2025. The first episode of Second and Short in 2025. There's a lot going on. Obviously, New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope it was safe. I hope it was fun. I hope you guys all have some good resolutions, maybe new year, new me, whatever you want to do. Maybe you were firing off some new year, new us texts at midnight.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
We also have the NFL regular season coming to a close this weekend. Week 18 is upon us. Just one playoff spot up for grabs in each conference. In the NFC, you got a battle for the NFC South, which still remains unsettled. And then in the AFC, you got a true three-horse race for that final wild card spot, which is going to be very fun to watch because all three of those teams are in some interesting positions. Also have a lot of seeding implications in play this week. A little bit of draft pick implications as well, because I believe the top 4 teams in the draft right now all have the same record. So big things could happen. And then I think between in the top 9, there's only 3-loss teams and 3-win teams and 4-win teams, and the first 9 teams in the draft right now. So a lot can move around in the draft as well this week. We've reached this kind of just like the rumor phase of the MLB offseason. Still have a couple of big names out there, but they're the ones that are probably going to end up taking the longest to end up signing.
Yep.
And it's a bit more of a toss-up of their destination. So a lot of times we start free agency and we're like, this guy's going to this place, and then he probably ends up going there. Or at least there's like 3 teams going there. Well, now all these teams have made their big moves, and now everybody's pouncing on all these guys at the same time.
Yeah.
And so there's really no telling where these guys will end up. And then in the Premier League, busiest portion of the Premier League schedule is December and January. And that is rolling on right now while we wait for the return of the Champions League in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Luke, how you doing? First
Great.
episode of Second and Short in 2025.
2025, we're here.
Big 2-5.
Crazy. Been around for a while.
Yeah. Yep. That's when the Earth was created, 2025 years ago.
Yeah.
That's how that works, right? I think there's a lot of people watching this right now that probably don't agree. I don't either.
Maybe not.
But we got a lot of stuff to cover today. But I would like to say this before we get into anything. Obviously, subscribe here on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube.
Post notifications.
Turn on the post notifications so you know whenever any video goes up, like the college football playoff video, which I guess kind of already happened, so you don't necessarily need to go back and watch it, but go back and watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the end of the video where I talk about my takeaways to this point with the college football playoff. That part, that will never change. In that part, you won't know what will happen. But next week, make sure you are following us. First of all, be subscribed here on YouTube. Then follow us on Instagram and TikTok, something we don't typically promote here in this part of the episode. Follow us on TikTok because Luke's Premier League Team of the Month will be exclusive to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels next Wednesday.
Yep.
Next Wednesday will be December Team of the Month. Very excited for that video. New style of shooting that video that we're trying out. New style of editing. I think it'll be really fun for you guys to see. Really good way to get some more eyes on it. So we've got that coming next week. So make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube here. So podcast platform listeners, rate 5 stars. Give us a follow on there to stay up to date as well. And join the Second Short subreddit, r/2ndand short. That's where you can submit questions for Questions Time every week. If you submit them by Thursday, midday, they will be answered right here on the podcast. Today, we've got Nathan in studio once again. I believe Nathan is on a 5-episode streak.
I think that is
I
correct.
believe it's a 5-episode streak, so shout out to Nathan.
Hell yeah.
And we'll be doing some Who Am I's, correct? Who Am I's, and some questions for Questions Time today. So got him in person for the last time for Thursdays. Luke goes back to school this week, so we'll be going back remotely for our Thursday or our Friday episodes. But this week we got NFL Week 18 to talk about, MLB Offseason, Premier League weekend. Then we'll round it out with those Who Am I's in Questions Time. Luke, you ready to get into NFL Week 18?
Yeah, let's kick into it.
Yeah,
we got a big week in the AFC North on Saturday.
Yes. So no Thursday Night Football this week, no Monday Night Football this week, but we do have the AFC North all duking it out on Saturday. So we'll start Browns-Ravens. So Baltimore clinches the division and the 3 seed with a win or a tie, or they need a Pittsburgh loss or tie. Luckily, like I said, the AFC North concludes on Saturday. So that's the first game is Browns-Ravens. After that, Bengals-Steelers. Pittsburgh clinches the division. and the 3 seed with a win and a Baltimore loss. So Baltimore has to lose and Pittsburgh has to win for Baltimore to get that 3 seed. Otherwise, they'll likely remain in the 5 seed with the potential to, I believe, drop down to the 6 seed based on what the Chargers do. Cincinnati also has things in play here. Cincinnati clinches a playoff berth with a win and a Denver loss and a Miami loss. So they're last in that tiebreaker right now between the 3 of them. So they need a lot. But Browns-Ravens, the Browns are trying to hold on to their draft pick here. As much as we know, like the AFC North gets dicey and all of them hate each other and they want to win, I don't think wanting to win is going to win the Browns a game.
It may not, but it did earlier in the season.
That's true. It did earlier.
Yeah, I think this division can always get weird, and I hate that we're even talking about they want to hold on to draft spots. Like it would be better if everybody just tried to win, especially being a Steelers fan and talking about this game. I really would like the Cleveland Browns to upset Baltimore again and get the brooms out for the sweep. But I don't know if it's going to happen. They did it the one time, and the one time just seemed very improbable. You had a lot of drops from Baltimore's secondary that were just brutal in that game that really could have changed the first time that they played each other. And I think the Cleveland Magic is probably gone. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to be able to beat Baltimore twice, but that'd be impressive.
Yeah, and obviously it seems like a new injury pops up every week for Cleveland. Probably not going to see Jameis. Not going to get Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
No Chubb.
Who you got?
What's the point? DTR is the worst quarterback I've maybe ever watched play the sport. That's not true, but he sucks. And on Baltimore's side, the way that Lamar Jackson is playing right now is unbelievable. He's making a crazy kind of like backdoor run at MVP to go consecutive.
I would agree.
And it's not like it's a surprise now, but the numbers certainly stack in Lamar's way if you're looking surface level. Now, if you're looking at like, obviously, when we're talking MVP, it's not just about the numbers. So impact for your team, all those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about the season that Josh Allen's having. I think that's what puts him at MVP right now ahead of Lamar, is that his team is better win-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't necessarily think that the Bills have a more talented roster that they're working with.
Mm-mm.
Like, I think weapons-wise,
Baltimore's
probably got them beat and defensively. But the Bills still persevere. So lots of discussion there. But I think the Ravens probably just take this one. I don't know if there's much talking to do just because we don't really know what the Browns can even
What are they going to look
bringing.
like?
Yeah, I don't even know.
But how about Jerry Jeudy? He's almost at 1,200 yards on the year.
Yeah, on only 84 receptions, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, made the Pro Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Pro Bowl rosters came out today. I didn't really feel like going through the whole thing.
Notice that.
The only thing I care about is that Caden Ellis got snubbed. Yeah, so did Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors.
Ooh.
Both of them got snubbed.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about it. Zay Flowers is going to be there, though. Zay Flowers, Lamar, they'll both be there.
Yeah.
I think they have 7 Pro Bowlers from the Ravens, or 9 maybe? I think 9 Pro Bowlers. They have the most Pro Bowlers in the league. Jerry Jeudy and Zay Flowers have less combined touchdowns than Brian Thomas. That is crazy. And Brian Thomas has more receiving yards than both of them, I believe. Just say, not more than Jeudy. Very close to Jeudy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get a score prediction. We can move on.
28-13 Baltimore.
I'm going to go 24-7 Baltimore.
Okay.
All right, the
keeping
Saturday
it in the
night.
north.
Both of these games are on ESPN, by the way, because ESPN doesn't have Monday Night Football, so they got both these Saturday games. Bengals, Steelers. What are we thinking? They're both playing for something, so don't worry about benchings. The problem is Burrow's banged up. Chase Brown is genuinely questionable, and so is T. Higgins. Both of them both questionable. I just got the report from Rappaport right before we started recording that Chase Brown and T. Higgins are officially questionable.
Well, good news is George Pickens is back.
Yes.
He was back against
Huge
Kansas City,
for you guys.
but we're definitely going to need him in this game. Going forward for the Steelers, we've just really kind of puttered out at the end of the year.
Yeah, 3 straight losses.
Yeah, and it really worries me because, if you told me 3 weeks ago, I'd probably be like, oh, maybe, this team can win a playoff game. Yeah. I'm not too sure about that anymore. But then again, if we play Houston, I think we can beat the Texans. But, yeah, this Steelers team, offensively, we're still prehistoric.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Steelers fans with some of those first Russell Wilson games, like we ran the gauntlet on the New York teams, putting up 30 on both of them, I think. But it's just been rough, man. It's kind of gotten to the point where I wouldn't mind seeing more of Justin Fields over Russell Wilson. And it scares me that we're talking about re-signing Russell Wilson because I don't know if we're going to be able to re-sign both of them.
Yeah, they're both going to be free agents.
Yeah.
Certainly puts things up in the air. But I know nobody's really talking about this potentially being a thing. Could draft a quarterback.
Yeah. Could draft a quarterback.
You're not going to be in a great spot for one, but I don't think the middle of the first round is going to have a lot of quarterbacks taken off the board.
Yeah. That is true.
And also, maybe you go second round. I don't know. But you'd probably want to keep Fields in that case because Russ is going to get probably more money than Justin Fields if I had to guess in free agency.
Yeah.
Because Russ has had a pretty good year. But, yeah, I don't know. It's risky. I've been seeing a lot more of Justin Fields leaving than Russ. That's what I'm hearing.
I have too. And it's just a shame because, Justin Fields was the guy who publicly came out and said, I want to play for the Steelers.
Yeah. I got to ask you this because you guys, obviously, you've already got a spot. It's just not certain where you will be seated necessarily. If you guys are down at any point in this game, do you just kind of give up at the end?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try anything crazy is what I'm saying. Like, don't get a guy hurt.
Yeah.
Just trying to, pull off some miraculous upset.
Then again, though, I don't know if the Steelers I don't know if we're a good enough team to bench our starters because I would be worried about rhythm going into the wild card week.
Definitely.
I don't know if we're one of those teams where we could be like, oh, yeah, the starters, we can sit out and they'll just come back for wild card and be fine. I don't know if I can say that about us. I think I would rather probably leave the starters in the whole game, no matter what.
I think for me with Pittsburgh, it's more about the defense. If the Bengals' offense is just rolling and you guys can't keep up, if that happened, it could happen. They have the offense to do so.
Yeah.
If the Bengals' offense is just rolling and you're down by more than, let's say you're down by more than 14 points probably in the fourth quarter, I'm pulling some defensive starters.
Yeah.
It's not worth trying at that point.
Yeah. And the Steelers are one of those
injuries you would much rather play whoever the 2 seed or I guess the 3 seed. You would much rather play the 3 seed than healthy with a full healthy roster. You'd rather play the 3 seed than have injuries and play the 4 seed.
Yeah.
Like I would say that probably 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd rather want that.
That's fair. And on top of that, like especially benching defensive starters, is the Steelers have so much depth at really any position on defense. So, yeah, this one's going to be a good game. I kind of I'm favoring the fact that the Bengals are kind of going in beat up, especially offensively too, because the Steelers are not a team you want to play beat up. So I think I'm going to go towards the Steelers again. I don't think it's going to be a shootout like last time. I'm going to take the Steelers 26-20.
Okay. I haven't liked the momentum. Like we talked about, 3 straight losses just doesn't look as good, especially when you look across the field and the Bengals are on an extremely strong finish to the season.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Bengals just because the offense is killer. I know Chase Brown's banged up. He probably does end up playing. T. Higgins, you don't even necessarily need him in the lineup. Obviously, he's been great, and it's obviously nice to have a fantastic wide receiver like that in the lineup, but you don't necessarily need him to be successful on offense. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. I'm going to go a little bit higher scoring. I'm going to go 31-24 Bengals.
Okay.
Okay, on to Sunday's games. So luckily, for the most part, these divisions, so obviously everybody plays a division game in Week 18. Most of these divisions play at similar times. So like just about everybody plays at the same time if it's a division. So the NFC South concludes in the 1 p.m. slate. So you got Panthers-Falcons. Atlanta clinches the division and the 4 seed with a win and a Tampa Bay loss. There is no more wild card spots up for grabs. Falcons or Buccaneers have to win the division to make it in. Saints play the Buccaneers at 1 p.m. as well. Tampa clinches the division with a win, tie, or an Atlanta loss or tie. I wrote that incorrectly on the prep sheet. But Falcons, Panthers. Panthers probably going to just do their thing. At the moment, the Panthers, I believe, have the 6th pick in the draft. Could be the 5th pick. But they're up there with those 4 losses. So you certainly don't want to play yourself out of a good draft pick if you're the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
At the same time, if I'm the Panthers, I'm not that worried about winning in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you could knock out the Falcons out of the playoffs, get that all said and done. If I'm the Panthers, I want to lose because I could just leave this up to the Saints. Make it the Saints' problem who wins this division.
Yeah.
In my eyes. Obviously, I'm biased because I'm a Falcons fan. And, of course, look, the Panthers could come out, they could kick our ass, and then our dreams are over. But the Panthers could just leave this up to the Saints because the Saints are in a much different position.
Mm-hmm.
They have more wins. I believe the Saints have 6 wins. Is that correct?
I think it's
Can I get a
5.
fact check on that. 5 or 6. I don't know if anybody has 5. Oh, okay. They do have 5. Okay, so the Saints have 5 wins. Well, Carolina does not want 5 wins at all.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
You don't
Carolina
think so?
does not want 5 wins. No.
Are they? But they're
It's
not.
such a significant change in draft order if they win this game. I know that's not how we want to look at football, but it is.
Yeah.
It is a huge, huge change in draft order, and the Panthers have big things that need to be addressed in the first round of this draft.
I don't know if there needs to be a high pick to address what they need, though. They already have their quarterback. I feel like you could probably still get a good player if they end up with 5 wins.
Certainly, but that 5th win, especially if New Orleans loses, I believe Carolina drops behind them because I think Carolina has the tiebreaker over them.
Oh, okay.
So that would just, I think Carolina might even end up dropping like 4 to 5 spots in the draft.
It's like
of the win.
11th or 12th pick,
Potentially.
roughly. Yeah.
Somewhere around like the top. They'd be in the lower half of the top 10 instead of where they're at right now.
Yeah.
We'll stop talking about draft implications here. Falcons, Panthers. The Panthers have what it takes. The Falcons are pretty good at fucking up. I'll say that. But I think what gives me some confidence is how well they played the Commanders last week.
Yeah, for sure.
Can they take it that seriously? We knew that last week was a must-win game, and I think Raheem Morris is very much aware of how he handled the end of the first half and the end of the game. Coaching-wise, was just not done right. Clock management was awful. And I don't know. I think he still needs to prove some things, or we might be he's not going to get fired this year, but it puts a lot more things in question.
Yeah.
If they don't win this game. Because don't make it your fault. Make it the Buccaneers' fault for winning it.
Yeah.
Don't make it your fault this week. Because, you got beat in overtime by a better team last week.
Yeah.
The Commanders were the better team. And that still looks fine. Obviously, it's not good. There were moments there where we probably should have won that game, but, it is what it is. Win this game, make it the Buccaneers' problem. Make the Buccaneers have to win. Make those players sit on the sideline looking at the score updates on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, put the pressure on them.
Put the pressure on them. So I think the Falcons will win this game because I think they're going to come out full force. I think Penix is good.
Yeah.
I like what he's done. And I think the Falcons will win this game 24-17.
Yeah. I'm going to go Falcons 21, Panthers 7. And I wanted to comment too, Michael Penix in the Commanders game. Like what a performance for that being your second NFL game.
Yeah.
It's a must-win situation. Yeah. Sunday Night Football, you're on the road. And it really wasn't on him, the loss. No. If anything, he did a good job keeping him in that game.
He has moments that are very teachable moments.
Yes.
Teachable things like footwork needs a little bit of work. I think it'll help, and the accuracy will come with that, especially downfield.
I've seen a lot of throws where his feet are awkward and the ball just does not do what he wants it to do, and you can tell.
Yeah, and the overthrows are a little bit of a problem. I think he's just still getting used to the weapons he has.
Yeah,
because it's not like we necessarily have ridiculously fast wide receivers, but trying to hit Drake London and Kyle Pitts downfield, they're not necessarily fast, but they're physical, and you need to utilize that.
Yeah,
he's not really doing that. He's not throwing into situations where when you have pass catchers that are pretty much made for 50-50 balls like Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
Use them that way.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to work on, and that's something that the whole team needs to work on. That's what Zach Robinson needs to draw up more for this team. So it's not just a Penix problem.
Couldn't agree with you more. I also wanted to comment, when he moves around, you can't tell he's had injuries.
No.
He looks really good. Looks really, really good.
He's had ACL surgeries on both ACLs.
Yeah. It does not look like it at all.
He can move around the pocket pretty well.
Yeah.
I do think sometimes he gets a little antsy to run, but I think he's a little excited.
Yeah,
I think that's
could be a little excited.
Did you say your score? Oh, yeah, you said your
Yeah.
score prediction. Okay, Saints Buccaneers. What are we thinking here? Because, look, the Saints are so beat up. I have a feeling they're probably not gonna. Or we're not probably gonna see Derek Carr or Kamara. I know they're both questionable. They were out last week. I think they missed the last 2 weeks. We're probably gonna get a Rattler again.
Yeah.
Kendra Miller left the game last week. I don't know if he's back. He's questionable. So they have pretty much no running game either.
Yep.
I don't know what we're gonna get here from the Saints. If I had to guess, it's the same garbage we've seen the last couple of weeks, and they'll just lose this game and go to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think the Buccaneers kind of have them beat in every spot on the field, at least offensively for sure.
Okay.
And just every time I talk about the Saints, this is unrelated to this game, but why, as Alvin Kamara, would you re-sign? Why would you do that to yourself? You could be in a way better situation. And I think he signed like a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Like, just insane decision making from AK. But
you know what I found out, which is crazy? Alvin Kamara has never rushed for 1,000 yards.
Wow.
That seems unbelievable.
Dang, he needs 50.
Yeah, he's probably not going to play.
Yeah.
He never rushed for 1,000 yards before.
Wow.
Crazy. Mike Evans needs 85 yards to continue, I believe, 11 years straight, dating back to his sophomore year at Texas A&M of 1,000-yard seasons.
Bro, that's crazy. Just comparing Mike Evans to, like, George Pickens. I think George Pickens has 900 yards on, like, 50 receptions.
No, he's got more than 50 receptions.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I think it's like 55. It's close.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mike Evans is here at 9-15 with 65.
Yeah, he's
but
also
11 touchdowns.
Yeah, he missed what, 4 games?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure they'll probably be trying to get him the ball in this one for that.
I think so.
Because that's a streak you gotta.
Do we know any
continue.
incentives in this game, Nathan? Is there anything in particular? I know you had that sheet. Saints Bucks. I believe Buccaneers will still be missing Cade Otton, but Payne Durham has been very good at tight end for them.
Yeah.
Very good. Mike Evans has a 1,000-yard incentive, I would assume.
What's his bag?
So he needs 5+ receptions and he needs 85+ yards to get $3 million.
Wow.
Yeah, they're feeding Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I know Baker is going to get his boys
Yeah.
fed. Baker will be feeding families this week. Because, look, that's the thing. A lot of guys don't think about this, but if you are a wide receiver with an incentive for that much money, you say, hey, coach, this is the deal. You tell the head coach, you tell the OC, you tell the wide receiver coach, you tell the quarterback coach. I need this to happen. And they say, all right, respect. We got to win first, but if that involves us winning, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans is getting 15 targets this week. Or more. Whatever it takes to get him 5 receptions and 85 yards.
Yep.
In this game? Oh, okay.
For the
Okay.
week.
Yeah, I have the Bucks probably blowing them out of the water. I wish it wasn't going to be the case.
Yeah.
They're going to win. I'm going to take Tampa Bay 31-6.
Yeah. I don't really
bad,
see
but
how this
yeah.
offense is going to do anything. Talking about the Saints there. I'm going to go Buccaneers 27, Saints 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the conclusion in the NFC Beast. It's been a close one, kind of. Not really. The Cowboys kind of ruined that. But Commanders-Cowboys. Washington clinches the 6th seed with a win or a Green Bay loss. Otherwise, they will get the 7th seed. Cowboys obviously out of it.
Yep.
No Dak, no CD.
Yeah.
Commanders are pretty much healthy for the most part.
Yeah.
And coming off of that outstanding finish for that game.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin should be feeling good. Obviously, Terry got absolutely fucking locked down by A.J. Terrell, which was kind of crazy. Like, I hate on A.J. Terrell a lot, and it bothers me how many people are just clearly not Falcons fans that are, like, saying A.J. Terrell is the best, like, one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah.
That bothers me, because if you don't sit here and watch him get torched by every big physical wide receiver that has ever existed,
Yeah.
if you didn't watch that game against Seattle or every time we play the Buccaneers,
Yeah.
You don't understand why I hate AJ Terrell. I think he's great. He doesn't deserve to be as highly paid as he is.
Yeah.
And he is not one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Sorry. If he's playing against Terry McLaurin, who's significantly smaller than Mike Evans and DK Metcalf, yeah, he can lock him down.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's ridiculous to me. Shout out to Terry for making the Pro Bowl. And Jaden Daniels. Both of them made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And Rico Dowdle just continues to be very good.
Interesting
1,000-yard
player.
season.
Yep.
They're cutting Zeke at the end of the year, so it's going to be Dowdle.
Yep.
But right now, the Cowboys pick 13th. Seems like the spot for Ashton Ginty.
Yeah.
I don't even think Ginty's maybe the best pick there. Because I think when we go through the draft process, Scadaboo might emerge as running back 1. I think people are going to like the personality a lot. I think Ginty will interview well. But he's not. I don't know if his interview is going to jump off the page. Scadaboo's interview is going to jump off the page.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that they like. Let's throw some typical white athlete adjectives out here. He's gritty.
Yeah.
He's gritty, lunch pail guy, first in, last out kind of thing. All those things that we say about like Julian Edelman and Rex Burkhead,
Hunter
and any
Renfrow.
other person that's ever been coached by Bill Belichick at a skill position that is white. Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, all these guys, they all do the same thing.
Chris Hogan?
Yep, Chris Hogan. Christian McCaffrey would definitely work there. A lot of them. But we could keep going if we really wanted to. Danny Woodhead. But that's what Scadaboo is. And I think Jerry Jones in particular, we've seen the pictures. Jerry Jones in particular is going to like Scadaboo a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I would, if I was a GM right now, I don't care who has the first pick. I think right now it's the Patriots. I would draft Scadaboo first overall if I was the Patriots GM or any GM that has the first overall pick.
Wow.
Because he was running into fucking light poles with shoulder pads. He just would put his brother's shoulder pads on and just drop his shoulder on fucking light posts.
Yeah.
That's enough to be like, yeah, that guy likes football.
Yeah.
Like his mom in that feature was like, he was putting on his brother's shoulder pads and running into light poles, and she goes, and the first time he stepped on a football field, you could tell how much pain he was inflicting on himself and his opponents.
Damn.
That's insane. Yeah.
Wild.
The Cowboys probably should lose this
Yeah.
because there's a lot of 7-win teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be an 8-win team.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it in the first place.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be an 8-win team.
Shit, the Cowboys probably don't even have to try to lose this game.
No,
they
they
might
don't.
just lose it.
The Commanders will try to win. I have a feeling what we'll see is the Commanders full force, that first half, come out firing, absolutely just try and dominate so that they can just like throw Marcus Mariota out for the second half.
Yeah.
I think that's the play in my eyes is as soon as the Commanders if the Commanders go up by 3 scores, call it. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders will take all the starters out. Jaden needs to sit. He needs a break.
Yeah.
Last week he ran for like 120 yards. Like, give him a break. Yeah, broke the rookie rushing record for QBs.
And also to go further on how the Commanders are going to win this game, obviously there's no Diggs anymore for the Cowboys. There hasn't been. Deron Bland looks really bad.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Really, really bad. So the Commanders are going to be slinging it, and the Cowboys don't have CD or Dak, so they're not going to be able to keep up. I'm going to take the Commanders. Cowboys 14, Commanders 31.
Okay, I'm going to go Commanders 27, Cowboys 9.
Okay.
Yeah, another game that I think might suck. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of very good football on Saturday or Sunday, honestly, because there's too many matchups where one team should probably lose and one team needs to win or doesn't need to win.
Yeah.
It's just a little odd, and this is one of them. The other teams in the NFC East, the Giants and the Eagles. Eagles locked in for the 2 seed, can't move anywhere because the winner of Sunday Night Football takes the 1 seed no matter what, and the loser would take the 5 seed. So the Eagles are locked in at number 2. No Saquon in this game. Not going to go for Eric Dickerson's record, which I respect. I really respect that the Eagles and Saquon both agreed he doesn't need to do this.
Yeah.
It's more important that he is healthy and rested for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Fair play.
On the other side, Giants currently have the 4th pick. There's a 4-way tie right now for the worst record.
Which is insane.
Yes. And the Giants have the tiebreaker past all of them as the better team. better team than them. Speaking of better team, how the fuck is Drew Lock the leading passer on a football team and he has less than 1,000 passing yards? So yeah, Tyrone Tracy,
incredible.
Malik Neighbors, first tandem to have rookie tandem to have over 1,000 all-purpose yards in a year. Both of them do. Obviously, Neighbors is all receiving for the most part. And then Tyrone Tracy has about 230 receiving yards this year. Those two are amazing.
Oh yeah,
I love what they have to, what they bring to the table, whatnot.
yeah.
The Eagles are going to just not try. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hurts is not going to play. He was already banged up. He's questionable. He's not going to play. I'll tell you that right now. He will not play.
Kenny Pickett's
Kenny Pickett might be healthy, might be ready to go. If not, throw out Tanner McKee. Because I'll tell you this. If Tanner McKee hands the ball to Kenneth Gainwell all game, it'll at least get this game over with.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck who wins this game?
Yeah.
I know the Eagles don't care. The Giants are going to try to score 0 points.
Yeah.
I think they genuinely will. Obviously, Brian Dable and Joe Shane, for that matter, are
gone.
They're playing for their jobs here. But a win doesn't necessarily keep your job. It just makes your draft pick worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you play for a loss, and I think if you're I can't remember the owner's name. Is it Jim Mara? Is that his name? Or John
Giants?
Mara? Yeah, the Giants owner. I think it's Mara.
Mara.
I know it's Mara. I don't know if it's Jim or John. I don't care. He's an old man. He's
Jack.
grumpy. If I'm him, I'm telling Joe Shane and Brian Dibble to lose this game. John Mara. I'm telling them to lose this game. If they want to keep their jobs, lose this game. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because they're both in positions where I should probably fire them.
Yeah.
You should probably be firing both of them. But if they lose this game, you give them another shot because they can go out and get a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
If they lose this game.
And hopefully not draft one from Duke.
Yeah. If you win this game, you might fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Draft-wise. Because there will be no no layup quarterback where you'll be picking if you win this game.
No.
Giants need to lose. Eagles don't give a shit. So I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm going to go 14-3.
I'm going to go 20-14 Eagles.
Because I doubt, if Hurts isn't playing, especially if Pickett's not playing, Saquon's already not playing.
Yeah.
Is there any incentives in play here, Nathan? If Tanner McKee's the quarterback, why the fuck does A.J. Brown have to play? Yeah. If there is incentives in play, maybe that changes some aspect of this.
They should force A.J. Brown to play every snap since he threw Tanner McKee's football into the stand.
Well, he ended up getting it back. He just had to trade his jersey for it.
Sucks.
No incentives in play? Yeah. Keep my final score.
Oh, he had to trade one of the Kelly Green jerseys then.
Yeah.
You fucked it.
You know what sucks about that? A.J. Brown has to pay for that jersey. He has to pay the team for that jersey.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
That's crazy.
Okay, yeah, 14-3 is my score. All right, Texans-Titans. Next game.
Same
AFC
case.
South. Yeah, Texans locked in for the 4 seed. Titans currently a 3-win team, tied for that 4th pick. They don't have the 4th pick. I wrote that incorrectly. I believe the Titans have the 2nd pick in the draft right now. But the Texans are locked in for the 4 seed. They can't go up to 5, or they can't go up to 3, and they already won this division. So, does not matter.
Yep.
Texans already not. Titans have the 2nd pick. Correct. Okay.
Yep.
Um.
Let Joe Mixon get 7 yards though.
Yeah. Yeah. If you'd like.
Just one play.
Yeah. I agree. I actually I think that's why I saw that Kamara stat. I think Joe Mixon, if he gets to 1,000 yards, will have had a 1,000-yard season in every year of his career after his rookie year.
Yeah.
So every year after his rookie year, I believe. It might have been his rookie year, too.
God. And
if he gets 107 yards in this game, so he needs 1,100 for a incentive. $250K?
Oh.
That wouldn't hurt.
For Joe Mixon?
$250K would be nice.
Yeah.
Tennessee's got a couple bonuses as well. Tony Pollard, if he runs for 83 rushing yards, that's $250,000. If he also gets 2 rushing touchdowns, that's another $200,000. Kenneth Murray on the defense, if he gets half a sack,
Oh, that's one to look at.
250,000.
This is a horrible fucking offensive line.
And if Arden Key gets over 1.5 sacks,
I don't know
he'll
about
get
that.
500,000.
Oof.
He is going to be running at D linemen with no regard for human.
Foam in the mouth.
Yes.
Do we know if Stroud's playing? They can't move, so I don't know if it's worth even playing him.
Yeah, especially with that offensive line.
Can you look up look up like CJ Stroud week 18?
Week
Typically
off for him would be great.
Posted something about it. But nonetheless, this game will function in the idea of potentially the starters are playing. If Stroud and Nico Collins and Joe Mixon are on the field, they will beat the Titans.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care who's at quarterback for the Titans, and I don't care if Tony Pollard is chasing an incentive. The Texans will win.
Yeah. Then again, though, are the Titans in a
What?
position?
Doesn't say
Sorry.
he's not going to play. Okay.
Are the Titans in a position to win because they don't need a quarterback? Are they buying in on Will Levis
Well,
to where they could be like, "Yeah, we could win"?
That's the thing. Do they need a quarterback? I think
I
that's
almost
the conversation to be had here.
Yeah, I almost would say no.
I would too. I would also say no.
Yeah, which is so weird because like 12 touchdowns, 12 picks is horrible, and
See,
your
the
team is
thing
horrible.
The Titans should get a wide receiver, in my opinion. Go out, get a wide receiver. Teteroa McMillan, second overall in this draft. Mark my words. But only if the Titans pick second will Teteroa McMillan go second.
Yeah,
But go get him. Win 3 games again. And draft out of this next quarterback. That's my
that's
take.
your plan.
That's my plan with the Tennessee Titans. Draft
Um,
out of this next quarterback class when you fire Brian Callahan at the end of next year.
yeah, yeah.
That's my idea. If they win, they could drop all the way to 9th. The worst that the Titans, you don't want to be 9th. There will be 2 wide receivers drafted before them. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
And did you find out if Stroud was playing?
Nobody said if he is or not. So he would. It's assumed he will
Says
play.
he's banged up, and all the articles just say, should he play?
Okay.
None of them say
Got
that
it.
he
Gotcha.
is or is
Yeah.
not.
Well,
Rappaport and Schefter have been
for-
tweeting him as the days go on. So
for $4, we
Yeah.
could potentially see if Stroud's going to play or not.
in person.
I'm going to go with that he's not going to play. I'm going to take the Titans 17-14.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. But then again, you have
Pollard and
incentives.
Mixon needing incentives is big here. to me.
Yeah.
I think I like that you're going with a close score because I think both of them will be going for those incentives. Because look, Joe Mixon has been shut down, absolutely shut down the last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and that's the only reason he's even in this position. He needs a good game heading into the playoffs. He needs those yards to get the incentive. He should be forced to the ball in this game.
Luke, bold take. You have Tennessee scoring 2 touchdowns. Are those both going to be Tony Pollard to get his incentive?
They ought to be. Get that man his bread.
How much
But-
incentives will he get if he hits that yards and touchdowns bonus?
$450,000. Half of Brock Purdy's paycheck.
I like that. I like that. That point helps.
You got to think about it that
Yeah.
way, and it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Brock Purdy's starting to look like his yearly pay.
Not in that last game.
That is true.
Well, the 3 picks were questionable,
Yeah.
but the rest of it, career
That's
numbers,
true.
and everything else.
Yeah.
High.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go Texans. Texans 17. Did you say 17-14?
Yeah.
I'm taking that too.
But just the flip-flop.
Real
Yeah, I'm taking
quick,
the Texans.
real
Yeah.
quick before we move on. We were talking about Pro Bowlers. Nico Collins is somehow a Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
Wow.
I thought that was odd. Once again, a little bit of a snub for BTJ
Yes.
Yeah.
to have, but also it's because of voting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all
Has
voted.
about 200 less yards and
Travis Kelce had the
4 less
most Pro Bowl
touchdowns.
votes of any player.
what?
Who would have guessed?
What a fucking loser.
Because Taylor Swift fan
You
accounts were
also
promoting
forgot
it.
to mention who the Hawks Pro Bowl selection was, or the Falcons.
The Falcons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Lindstrom, 3rd time in a row. Shout out Lindstrom. He's a
Shout
dog.
out.
And Kadero Hodge for special teams.
Oh, my God.
As a special teams player.
Wow.
You guys had one of those last year. What was his name?
Yeah.
Killebrew.
Miles Killebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miles Killebrew. We had Kadero Hodge.
With
Which,
a
it's all because of that
lineman
one
named Kadero
game.
Hodge.
Yeah.
That one game, like, I think it was a few weeks ago or a few months ago, where he had, like, 2 blocked punts. And like, all that. Like, yeah, duh. Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes no sense. I think he's technically a wide receiver. Yeah, I think Kadero Hodge is a wide receiver. He wears like number 18, 19, 12. God. Yeah, shout out Kadero Hodge. But Caden Ellis, maybe the biggest snub in my eyes. I'm sure Fred Warner just won't play, and then Caden Ellis will get picked up for it. But, like, there's nobody in the league that put up the same numbers as Caden Ellis this year. Okay. Jaguars-Colts, the other AFC South matchup, does not matter at all between either of them. The Colts are pretty much stuck right where they are. Pick-wise, they could move a little bit, but not much. The Jags, 5th pick as of right now with those 4 wins. They're the worst of the 4-win teams. And I agree. I agree. They are the worst of the 4-win teams.
I hate this game.
Any incentives here? Oh, they're pick 5. Yeah, that's what I said. 5th pick. They could fall to 10 if they win, if no other 4-win team wins, which I doubt will be the case. Obviously, no Trevor. We're going to get Mac Jones. No incentives really in play here. Yeah, I think BTJ could maybe stat pad a little bit this week if he wanted to.
Yeah.
The Colts, I think the Colts are playing for something here, which is pride. Pat McAfee just gave up on their franchise in the last week. You got to figure something out. He canceled his season tickets.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
And I very much am on Pat McAfee's side. He said that, look, it's a culture problem.
Mm-hmm.
The culture is just not right. Jim Irsay is not doing his job as the owner to keep the culture right. GM, Chris Ballard, he's been there 7 seasons. In those 7 seasons where Chris Ballard has been the GM for the Colts, the Jags have won it twice. The Jags have won the AFC South twice. The Texans have won the AFC South 3 times, and the Titans have won the AFC South twice. The Colts are the only team in the last 7 years in the biggest toss-up division in the league. Yeah. Nobody else has had that kind of toss-up across those 7 years. He hasn't won it once.
That's insane.
He's been damn close. This year, played themselves out of it last week.
So Phillip Rivers never won that division?
He only had 1 season there.
Oh.
Didn't win the division.
I thought he had more.
And I think that was more than 7 years ago.
Phillip Rivers playing for the Colts? There's no way.
I believe so.
Nah. That was like... Nah.
When was it? 2017? Is that 7 years ago? 2020. Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
5 years.
You're right, 5 years ago.
Well, kind of.
Didn't win the division. 2020.
Yeah, second in the division.
Wow.
Oh, to the Titans, because the Titans were animals, right?
Probably.
That was Vrabes, Derrick Henry, Tannehill. Yeah. Oh, wow. Because of a tiebreaker. Yeah, see, that's the thing. The Colts find themselves in that position a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Anthony Richardson tapping out on plays. The Jonathan Taylor contract situation before this year, you got fleeced by him. Obviously, he's a great player.
Yeah. I had a really good year, too.
That is a bad sign. When a guy has to hold out, it's a bad sign on your team.
Yeah.
Ask Josh Jacobs and the Raiders. Ask Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell. Their contract situations they had throughout their career. It is a bad look on your organization or on the player. One of two. Either way, it's a culture issue. And that's what I see as the biggest problem for the Colts. Now, in this game, this is just a game. These two teams are just going to play. There's nothing on the line. The Jags probably want to lose, if I had to guess, because they are a bad team. I believe their coach will be fired at the conclusion of this one.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and get Vrabel back as a head coach in this fucking league.
Agreed.
Please. Anywhere.
If Robert Kraft is smart, he will fire Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
I hate that because I know he doesn't want to, and he probably won't. If Robert Kraft wants to make the right decision, he fires Gerard Mayo and hires Vrabel.
Gerard Mayo, he took the jump to head coach. Like, he didn't do anything else in the league as like a coordinator or anything. So
linebacker coach to head coach.
Yeah, so for Gerard Mayo, I think you're perfectly fine, like, still being a coach in the league, just definitely not a head coach.
Yeah,
you can go be defensive coordinator
shouldn't
somewhere.
necessarily be a head coach. But Robert Kraft doesn't want to fire him. I know that for a fact.
let's say Jacksonville loses and they hold their spot at the 5th pick, what do you guys think they should take? They
I
got a
think-
good quarterback, a good running back, and a good
Offensive
receiver
line.
right now.
Either
so.
O-line, if you have a guy like Joe Alt in the draft, or just a defensive animal, linebacker, anybody.
One of those linebackers where it's like, yeah, we got to get this guy.
Exactly.
Necessarily-
Yeah.
You don't pick linebackers that high.
If
That-
anything,
that's
edge,
true.
If it's an edge rusher, maybe.
Yeah,
I
edge
don't
is kinda what I
know.
meant.
James
James
Pierce
Pierce is like the only one up there at the moment. I don't think he's a top 5 pick.
What about Abdul Carter?
Abdul Carter is very good. I don't know if he's a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Really?
I think he's amazing. With the way that the players pan out in this draft, I just don't know if he should be picked at top 5. But if the Jags really like him, I wouldn't blame them for taking him wherever they're picking.
Yeah.
That's true.
Abdul Carter, James Pierce, either one.
Could they try to trade down a little?
They could potentially trade down, but I think offensive line is where they need to go, and you have to pick high for offensive line because every year there is a clear best offensive lineman in a draft.
Yeah.
Sometimes
last year we had a
sometimes it
lot.
becomes Evan Neal, and sometimes it's Joe Alt.
They're also
Yeah.
in like the perfect position to get whoever the best offensive lineman is,
Exactly.
because the only people in front of them are Patriots, who
Probably take Travis Hunter.
probably take Travis Hunter, Titans, who probably just going to get some sort of offensive weapon
Yeah,
in some way.
Definitely.
The Browns, who need just about everything. So they're
Potentially
gonna
a
take whatever
quarterback.
they think is the most
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
They could go. No, they're not going to go defense unless they're going to trade Myles Garrett, which could happen.
Well, the problem is their free agents are Elijah Moore, Jameis Winston, and Nick Chubb are
Yeah.
3 of the big names. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
could be
could
something
go
like
Genty.
that. And
Yeah.
then the
You
Giants,
could go Genty.
the Giants, who we all know are getting a quarterback.
Yes.
And then the Jags. So they're in the perfect position to get whoever the best offensive lineman is.
Definitely.
Yeah. I like that.
I think the Jags will, and I think they'll lose this game. I'm going to go Colts. Colts 20, Jags 14.
Colts 17, Jags 6.
Okay. You got Bears Packers here. They get to kind of sit alone in the 1 o'clock slate because their counterparts are playing in the Sunday Night Football game. Bears Packers. So the Packers currently have the 7th seed. They can get the 6th seed if they win and Washington loses or ties. If I'm the Packers, no matter what, I'm playing my heart out in this game only because Caleb Williams is on the field.
Yeah.
I saw people trying to do a little stat comparison to try and blind people, maybe catch them off
I
guard.
saw the same shit.
Where they just put like Caleb Williams, like passing yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Jaden Daniels, passing yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Yes, Caleb Williams has thrown for more yards, thrown for more touchdowns, and thrown for less interceptions.
Look at who he's throwing to as well.
Yeah, look at who he's throwing to, and show me the running numbers.
Yeah.
Show me the running numbers. Show me the completion percentage.
God.
Show
Shout
me
out.
the QBR. 30th.
Yeah.
30th in QBR. Fuck out of here. Caleb
Honestly,
sucks.
what if the Bears kind of fucked around and got Genty?
Nah, I think there's offensive line is
Well,
your only option here.
I can say with my whole heart, shout out DeAndre Swift, but you are an RB2, my guy.
Yes, he is.
I-
Definitely.
But then again, like going to the Bears may have not been like the Bears have never been known as
now,
like
this is a hell of a running back draft.
yeah,
Once again, don't want to get too ingrained in this draft stuff yet.
yeah,
This is a hell of a running back draft between Ginty and Scattaboo kind of at the top. And then you keep going down the list and you see Ollie Gordon and you see
I forgot about Ollie Gordon. Dude.
who had a
Judkins.
shit year. But yeah, look at this. Trevor Etienne, a late round pick for sure. Travion Henderson, Quinshawn Judkins, Devin Neal out of Kansas is one of my favorites. DJ Giddens is one of my favorites. I hate Donovan Edwards. Dylan Sampson's good. Jaquindon Jackson is very, very fun.
Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson might be the number 3.
Yeah,
Katron Allen is amazing, and so is his teammate Nicholas Singleton. Omarion Hampton is maybe number 1. Omarion Hampton might go through the draft process and be the number 1 running
I
back.
think Trevor Etienne should fall back on that major.
There
That's
is
what I think should happen.
there is so many running backs to choose from in this draft. I would literally, like, if I'm the Bears, I could use a 4th round pick and have my RB1. Yeah, Beshul Tutin.
Shit on
Tootin'.
Nathan. You tried.
I watched a little bit of Virginia Tech this year. Yeah, that's what, like, 4th round pick for the Bears, and you have like a top running back.
Yeah.
Guaranteed almost. Even if you keep Swift. even if you keep Swift and he's running back 2, you can draft your running back 1 in the first 4 rounds.
I think he'd be so much better at RB2.
I agree.
But
He needs a counterpart.
yeah,
He doesn't have one with the Bears.
yeah.
Really? Well, what's the incentive that we forgot?
So the biggest incentive we forgot is actually on the Commanders.
Oh.
It's not the biggest, but it's got the most legs.
Okay.
So Zach Ertz,
Oh.
America's tight end.
Yes.
Not really. If he gets 9 receptions, he gets $250,000. If he gets 90 receiving yards, another $250,000.
Okay.
And if he gets 2 touchdowns, another $250,000.
All right,
So
we're looking for a
75,
legacy game.
Yeah.
We could see a
Legacy
Zach
game.
Ertz absolute legacy game of 9 receptions, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns for $750,000.
Zach Ertz is
bonus.
if
That is
he has
almost
that
Brock
game.
Purdy's money.
If Zach Ertz has that game, can we see Julie Ertz's career earnings?
That's messed up.
I'm not trying to be a dick because I'm going to use if it's lower than that, you'll see me on the front of the picket lines asking for women to be paid more in sports. But I have to know. I've got to know because that would be insane.
Yeah.
If he has a career game, he makes more money than his wife.
The internet's going bad now.
Of course it is.
It heard women's sports and got frustrated.
Yeah.
My computer has not looked up women's sports very much.
Yeah, it has to load everything.
Yeah.
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 It just pops up. We don't.
Her net worth is supposedly $3 million.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to hear the career earnings then.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. Bears Packers.
yeah.
I
Packers have to play to win, and the Bears have the 9th pick right now.
I don't know, something about the Bears. I don't see them playing to lose though.
I don't think
Like
they
who
will.
do they bench?
But the thing is even if they're playing to win, they won't win.
They've
They've been playing to win for weeks.
I don't know. Something about the NFC North last week, just it can get
Yeah.
weird, man.
Nathan, show me the weather for this game. Last time I checked, it's going to be snowing.
This one?
Yes. It's going to be snowing and like 20 degrees. Oh, now we're seeing 18. It's on the left if you scroll down.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing 18 degrees and cloudy, foggy,
Windy?
maybe windy. Sunday. Okay, so we're not going to get
8% chance
snow.
of precipitation.
Not going to get snow, but it's just going to be freezing fucking cold.
Yeah.
Higher chance that Caleb breaks a nail in this game because of that weather. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Packers 31, Bears 20.
Ooh, Josh Jacobs is questionable going into this game.
Bears 20.
Yeah, fuck it. Bears 26, Packers 20.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Packers win.
According to an estimation, Julie Ertz makes about $700,000 on the field a year playing soccer.
Wow.
And that's probably between league and international duty.
Yes. It says off the field, though, she's making another 1.3.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
She's
Yeah,
making
yeah.
about roughly, according to the internet, we all know that that's never right when it comes to player money and
Yeah.
stuff. About $2 million a year. So it's insane, but not as insane.
No, not as insane, but still, 750,000 doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt me, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You could slap me in the face with $750,000, and I'd be smiling my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say sorry for getting in the way of my money. Yeah, Packers 31, Bears 20 is what I said, I believe.
Yep. Bears 26, Packers 20.
All right, final game of the 1 o'clock slate, Bills Patriots. Bills locked in for the 2 seed. Josh Allen will start, and then after the first drive, he will sit.
I think if I'm the Patriots, I'm going to start putting bets on how many points can the Bills score against us?
Well,
How
the
many-
thing is how many points can Mitch Trubisky score on us?
Yeah.
Josh Allen will come out, will play the first one just to extend his consecutive starts streak,
Okay.
and then he's going to sit.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen can get a touchdown on the first drive. He'll probably run it for like 90 yards by himself. And then we'll see Mitch Trubisky for the remainder of the game probably.
Yeah.
Patriots currently have the number 1 pick.
And you
Don't win.
need it.
Do not win.
Do not win.
Do not win if you are the
Yeah.
New England Patriots because you might be picking 5th if you win. Yeah, and just let Buffalo do their thing.
Yeah.
We do have a bunch of incentives on this one.
Okay.
So we have Daquan Jones needs half a sack to get $250,000 for Buffalo. These are all Buffalo. There's none for the Patriots. They suck.
Why would you incentivize any of them?
Yeah. Dawson Knox, if he gets 8 receptions and 89 yards,
I don't know about that.
it's $200,000.
We'll see.
If Taron Johnson gets 1 interception, $250,000.
That's one you can't really count on.
And now here's a big one. Von Miller, 1 sack, $1.5 million.
He's gonna be going for it.
Von Miller.
If
we talked about that other guy running crazy at people. Von Miller will kill you.
If I'm Von Miller,
quarterback.
first drive against the Patriots, Drake May gets a pass off before you get to him. Whatever.
You whisper.
You walk up to him and you say, "Hey, I got $250,000 waiting for you.
I promise I won't hurt him.
I just take a dive.
Yeah.
Take a dive. Let me be the first one to get to you.
Yeah, let me. If you see me coming at you, and there's nobody else around,
Yeah.
let's work something out.
Or if you're the
I'll get you
Patriots
some.
guy, you could be a demonic entity. Be like, yeah, I got you, Vaughn. As soon as he goes, right to the knee. Bam.
Or just like duck when he dives at you and he
Yeah.
just goes flying over.
Or just hold him on every play. That way you still lose.
That's true. Yeah,
and you
could
stopped Von Miller.
if you hold him every time.
He might be pissed.
Oh yeah,
If he's
1.5.
if he knows that he only needs
Oh.
1 sack too, which I'm
I'd
sure
lose
he
my
does.
Yeah.
I would
I'm
lose my
sure
shit.
he would be so mad.
Yeah, the Patriots are going to lose on purpose, and the Bills are going to do whatever the fuck they want in this game. Give me the Bills, 27-3.
I'm gonna take the Bills 21-10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into the 4 o'clock games, we'll jump to the other part of the AFC East: Dolphins and Jets. This one actually matters for the Dolphins. Dolphins clinch a playoff spot with a win and a Denver loss. So they just need a Denver loss because they already have the tiebreak over Cincinnati. Cincinnati's outcome does not matter to the Dolphins. They just have to win, and they need Denver to lose.
Yeah.
Jets have the 4th pick right now. No. 7. How did I somehow write that 3 different teams have the 4th pick? I think I wrote 4th pick because they have 4 wins. Yeah, I know. That's why I don't know how I ended up with 3 different teams, but I think it's because I read the 4 wins for the Jets. And put 7.
Yeah. We are on 500 touchdown watch still for Aaron Rodgers. He did not throw one last week. So.
Yeah. We're also on retirement watch and getting cut this offseason watch for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's safe to say the Jets will be hiring a new head coach. Jeff Ulbrich not going to cut it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Shout out to his son, former Barry College running back. I found that out a couple weeks ago.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah. If you're the Jets, you lose so that you can draft somebody for Ben Johnson. That's that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
The better pick you have, the more likely Ben Johnson gets to mess around with it. Maybe we get some Tyrod Taylor this week as well.
Maybe. Man, I really don't want the Dolphins in the playoffs. Like, what a shit team to make the playoffs.
What is you said they're picking 7th? So they're kind of middle of the pack for 4-win teams. Right? Because 9 through 5 are all 4-win teams. I would say it doesn't necessarily hurt the Jets that much if they won.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Tua's questionable. They had Huntley last week. Huntley played last week because Tua was out.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is questionable. I think he'll play, though. You got Achane, which is great. And the Dolphins are trying. That's the big thing. They're only a 1-point favorite in this game.
Damn.
That's insane.
Yeah. I think
that makes me think that people are convinced the Jets will be playing. The Jets are going to play well enough, and the Dolphins are pretty banged up.
I don't think they should, and here's why. The Jets are tied with the Jaguars on record, right? And the Jaguars are for sure going to lose. I think the Jets ought to lose too, because I would say they're one of those teams like Jacksonville who needs to get the best offensive lineman out of this draft.
Agreed.
So,
well, that's the tough thing to do, though, if you're the Jets, because then you fall into the trap like the Titans did the last 2 years. Last 2 years, Titans picked in like the top, I think, 12, took offensive linemen both times.
Yeah.
One of those times, it was the best offensive lineman in the class. The other time, second best.
Yeah.
Last year, the Jets took Olu Fashanu in the first round. He's been pretty good. Do you want to go offensive line again?
See, that's the thing with the Jets is like you look on you look at the roster on paper and you're like, where do you improve?
What do they need?
But you're 4-12.
Tell you what they need.
Don't say quarterback.
They need a quarterback.
Damn it.
Sorry. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish Aaron Rodgers didn't need to be replaced, but he does. Whether you're going to draft a quarterback and he's going to start or not, you need a quarterback to add to this roster. I love Jordan Travis. They're not going to give him a chance. It already seems that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
Tyrod is obviously not going to hang around very long. That's not really his role.
Maybe their issues lies more in like play calling and coaching than it does their players.
It definitely is.
Because Aaron Rodgers, like this whole season, he should not be passing as much as he should. Like I have no idea why Breece Hall's stats look like that.
But let me ask.
Yeah. Like where?
Let me ask. So obviously, if any coach comes in that has a third of a brain, maybe a quarter.
Penny.
Nathaniel Hackett's gone. As far away from this organization as possible.
Yeah.
What does that do to Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback? Does that make Aaron Rodgers say, well, trade me? Does that make Aaron Rodgers say, cut me? Does that make Aaron Rodgers retire?
God, dude. You would
hope not.
Yeah.
You would hope not. But Nathaniel Hackett will not be a Jets coach next year. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Like, the Jets are going to interview everybody. The Jets are interviewing Ron Rivera this week.
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I know Ron Rivera is not putting up with fucking Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely not.
Not happening.
Yeah.
He is not that kind of coach. And I don't think Ben Johnson would either.
Yeah.
Because Ben Johnson, he likes to get silly in a tactical way.
Yeah.
And I don't think Rodgers works for what Ben Johnson would like
I've got
to
a good
achieve on an
question for
offense.
you.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Rodgers like the player Jerry Jones? As far as like how shit just happens for him and the way that he
maybe
makes choices.
He might be. I did love that Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, I think last week, they asked him I think this was a while ago. They asked him if he would like to work in media after his career's over.
Yeah.
And he said no. So you fucking liar. You fucking liar. There's no fuck. He said, when I retire, you'll hear very little of me.
Yeah.
That's not fucking true.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
They just put out a fucking Netflix documentary on the guy.
Yeah.
It was a great documentary, by the way.
I still haven't watched it yet. I've just seen clips of him smiley
really
and the eyes a little closed.
Yeah, really good.
Would you guys like to hear the inside?
I didn't know that
quick?
Jordan Poyer went on those ayahuasca things with him.
Are you serious?
Yes. Jordan
Wow.
Poyer did.
He did a good job flying under the radar there.
Yeah.
All that shit.
It apparently saved his life in his marriage.
Good for him.
For him.
I would want to keep Rachel Bush around.
Yeah.
Incentives. So for Miami, Tyrell Dodson needs 1 sack, $250,000. Problem is, Emmanuel Ogbah needs 1.5 sacks for $500,000.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sack incentives are so difficult, man.
Yeah.
Bigger problem, Calais Campbell needs 1 sack for
His is over
$300,000 as well.
Oh.
Calais Campbell? Really?
Well, how many sacks would that is that total? If he only needs 1 more.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying because if it's a higher sack total, it would be a higher incentive.
That is true.
Because I would assume that most of Calais Campbell's, because he's a veteran, most of his payment is probably incentive based. Yeah, so that would give him to 5 sacks. That's why it's so low.
Yeah.
And then
But Ogbah, you said he needs
needs
1.5.
1.5.
1.5 is tough to get in 1 game.
Jalen Ramsey has a sack on the year.
Yeah. Chop
But,
Robinson, shout out.
to get 3.5 sacks as a team,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's a little scary.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen.
Unless they just make sure to split all of them.
Yeah.
Do you
Just
think
help
that
each other.
on these ayahuasca journeys that Aaron Rodgers told Jordan Poyer, please don't pick me off? Do we think that happened?
Maybe.
Okay.
Probably, but we also have some Jets incentives. We have Javon Kinlaw needs half a sack for $250,000.
He's a defensive tackle.
And now this one, if this one doesn't hit, whoever the quarterback is for this game, or if there's multiple, will probably need to lock themselves in their house so that Tyler Conklin doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
Because he needs 1 reception to make 250,000.
Oh,
Okay,
A-Rod's
yeah,
making
he's
that
got
happen.
that. He's got that.
If they
Yeah.
don't make that
Rodgers will
happen,
let the boy
he
eat.
will start a purge on their family.
Tyler
Yeah.
Conklin looks like he is capable of killing a human being
I don't think I've ever
in a
seen
video game.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did. He is. He's a scary looking guy.
No, he kind of
Nah,
looks like he's
look
from.
at him. Look at that picture of him coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah, when he's
All
got his
the
hair tied up,
tattoos,
he
the
looks like he lives
yeah.
in a van
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he does. He looks like he lives in like a converted Ford Focus.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
in
maybe,
Pickens
maybe
County,
he's a van.
in like a
He's
Dunkin'
a big
parking
dude.
lot.
Yeah, that's
a big
true.
dude,
He's
probably a
tight
van.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives
But
in
in
like
that
a
picture, it
Sprinter
looks like he
van.
lives in the woods and kills
Yes,
animals.
exactly.
Yeah.
The tattoos are the scary part, and like the tape and the eye black. Yeah,
And the hair just flown in the
yeah, the hair
wind.
flown back.
Yeah.
he
Kind of looks like if Jason Momoa wasn't from an island.
Yeah,
He-
actually, yeah.
He looks like
I can see that.
mainland Jason.
Yeah, I
Mainland
like that.
Jason
I like that.
Momoa.
What do we think about this game? I think the Jets should lose, but they don't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
So I think they'll play it close.
It's also Trubisky too, though.
What?
So Mitchell Trubisky is the quarterback in this game, right?
No, he's on the Bills.
Oh, that's Bills was last game. My bad.
Yeah, it's gonna be Tua potentially or Tyler Huntley
Yeah.
versus
my fault.
Rodgers or Tyler Taylor we might get.
Dolphins 24, Jets 14.
I'm gonna go Dolphins 28, Jets 27.
Wow.
A push on the spread, unfortunately. Chiefs Broncos in the AFC West. Kansas City locked in for the 1 seed. Carson Wentz is starting for Kansas City. Denver clinches the playoffs with a win, tie, or a Miami loss, or a tie plus a Miami it's a lot. Sorry, hold on. Denver clinches a playoff with a win or a tie. No other teams involved. They just win or tie. Or they need Miami to lose or tie and Cincinnati to lose or tie, and Denver would get it. They've got the tiebreaker over the two of them.
Okay.
Kansas City not technically playing for anything. Carson Wentz is playing. Do we know of any incentives for Kansas City that would make them play for anything?
Yes, we do.
Does Kelsey have a 100 reception incentive?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
He'll get
DeAndre Hopkins has two
Oh.
incentives.
That is interesting.
9+ receptions gets him 250,000, and 140 receiving yards gets him another 250,000.
Can
So
Carson Wentz even put a ball in DeAndre Hopkins' hands 9 times?
I mean, half the time they throw to him anyways. It's like a 2-yard pass that
That's
he
true.
then makes work.
Yeah,
So,
I had him in
do
fantasy.
you want me to go through the Denver ones real quick, or do you want to talk about
Yeah,
them
we can hit
first?
the Denver ones quick.
All right. We have actually our tied for second biggest incentive on Denver. Cody Barton needs 1 interception for 250,000, and Cortland Sutton needs 82 receiving yards
That might just need to happen to win.
for $2 million.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
That's it. 82. That's it.
Whoa.
That's all it is. If
Yeah.
Bo Nix isn't feeding him, Cortland Sutton will be knocking
was
on
about to
his
say,
apartment door.
That rookie's about to learn that it's about your boys in this
Mhm.
week. So
He's about to learn Spanish.
1,025 is a whack ass number to have to get to.
yeah, that is kind of dumb.
That could be like,
Say that.
sometimes they say if you like beat your career best or something though,
Yeah.
then you get a bonus.
Oh,
so it
that's-
could be
yeah, it
something
could
like
be
that,
that.
where it's like
Yeah.
his career best is like 1,100,
Mhm.
and so they're like, well, if you
Yeah.
can do this, then we'll give
Yeah.
you this extra money.
Yeah,
He better learn Canadian if he does, or Bo Nix better learn Canadian
Yeah.
if he doesn't get this. Though.
I don't think he'll be losing his job anytime soon.
Well, Cortland, or yeah, he'll make sure of it.
I almost feel like the Chiefs don't want the Broncos to make the playoffs.
Mm.
I know they're not starting Mahomes, but like,
Yeah, they,
yeah. But
they
let's be honest. Could Carson Wentz and Noah Gray beat this team? I don't know. Probably not. The Broncos need to win, and they're going to be playing to win. They're going to be playing their asses off.
yeah,
I don't know if the Kansas City defense is going to be playing its ass off.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deciding factor here for me. Denver's a 10.5-point favorite.
wow,
That tells you what Vegas thinks is going to happen here,
yeah.
is that the Chiefs just simply aren't going to try.
Vegas
If I'd assume, you probably won't see Chris Jones once. Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims might get to 1,000 receiving yards on the season game. He's at 452 if he lives at home.
Cortland Sutton's just like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. He's like, I just needed 80.
My wide receiver 2 got 500 yards.
Yeah. Really? That's crazy because that's not that good. Interesting.
Shout out. I think the Broncos can win.
I think the Broncos will win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Broncos 24, Chiefs 14.
I'll match you.
Because I do think Carson Wentz wants to play some football.
Yeah, I like it.
This is his only chance to make people want to sign him next year. All right, next game, Chargers, Raiders. Another one for some playoff seeding, at least. Chargers currently have the 6th seed. They can take the 5 seed from Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh loses, Chargers win or tie, they get the 6, they get the 5 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So Chargers are kind of playing for something. They don't necessarily have to put in full effort. They probably will.
Yeah. Raiders for sure need to lose this game.
Raiders definitely need to lose. You have the 8th pick right now, so you're already one of the lower picking 4-win teams.
Yeah.
You got to lose.
You need a
quarterback.
Yeah.
And it's you and the Giants. And thing is the Giants could potentially beat the Eagles this week.
Yeah.
They actually could. And that would really help the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
If the Giants beat the Eagles and the Raiders lose, then they'll be picking much closer to each other. I don't know who will necessarily take the number 1 spot or the spot ahead of between those two.
Yeah.
I don't know who would, but you'd be picking a lot closer, and it makes the quarterback decision a little bit easier on yourself. Because, like, if the Giants are picking at 3 or 4, whatever, if the Giants are picking at 4 right now and the Raiders are picking at 8 right now, it almost makes your decision a little bit harder. Because you got to sit there and wait and think.
Yeah.
Because, okay, let's say Cam Ward goes off the board at 4. Do we really want Shedeur Sanders? Do we want to trade back and take Quinn Ewers if he decides to declare after the playoff run? Or do we want to take fucking Carson back or for some god-awful reason? Yeah, you could trade back to the CFL draft and take Carson back.
Yeah. Or do you trade your 1st-round pick for Myles Garrett and wait on
I don't know if the Raiders are necessarily in a position to be trading for defensive ends.
That is true. Just put him on the other side.
You need all that you can to just make Brock Bowers stay this good. That's what you need to do.
That is true.
The job here is draft so that Brock Bowers can do this again.
Yeah. And honestly, the Raiders are in a good spot to where, like, let's say Giants beat the Eagles, Raiders lose this game, Raiders get a better pick. You take your quarterback, and then for sure, one of those running backs is going to be in round 2.
Exactly. My other thought with Vegas is don't sleep on them to sign a quarterback in free agency.
That's
if they
another
don't
thing.
like the second best quarterback, because they're probably not getting the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah.
If they don't like the second best quarterback, don't sleep on Vegas to try and get somebody in free agency first.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't get him, sure, they'll draft quarterback.
Yeah.
If they get Sam Darnold, potentially.
Yeah.
I've seen things about trading for J.J. McCarthy being available if the Vikings want to re-sign Darnold. You can go out and get Jameis if you need a filler quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There's other quarterbacks that will be free agents.
Maybe
Justin
Russell
Fields
Wilson.
and Russell Wilson will both be options.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pretty solid ones. Kirk Cousins will be out there. A lot of pretty solid ones you could go out and pick up this offseason instead of drafting if you don't like this draft class.
Yeah.
It's one thing that the Giants shouldn't sleep on either. I just think they have to draft to appease the fans.
For sure. I guess also if you're Oakland, also if you're Vegas, where do you think you take a wide receiver? Because you probably need one of those as well.
You need every skill position except tight end.
Yeah.
Really. You need a quarterback, which I think your best route for quarterback is going through free agency. Running back, certainly draft.
Yeah.
100% draft a running back. And wide receiver, you probably want to draft a wide receiver as well. Because you can draft a running back so much later in this draft and get a lot of value out of it, I think you go wide receiver 1st round.
Okay.
If you can get Tedero and McMillan, I doubt Travis Hunter will be on the board. You could get Travis Hunter, but if you can get Tedero and McMillan, you can get Luther Burden. Either of those two, they'll probably both be available, or one of the two will be available by the time the Raiders pick. That's where I'm thinking.
Luther Burden would be nasty.
Yeah. Okay. Chargers need to win this game. Raiders need to lose. Chargers are going to win. That's as basic as that gets. Do we have incentives?
Yes, we do. Bud Dupree needs a sack for $300,000.
That could happen.
J.K. Dobbins needs 58 rushing yards for $150,000.
Nice.
That seems pretty simple for him.
Yeah.
Christian Fulton needs 1 interception for $125,000. And Alexander Madison for Vegas needs 8 receptions to get 125,000.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
I don't see that one happening, especially for only 125,000.
If I were
Yeah.
the Raiders ownership, I'm doing everything I can to not pay Alexander Madison any money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 receptions for a running back. Only Alvin Kamara does that. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obviously going with the Chargers here because you're going to be playing pretty much at full strength.
Yeah.
Unless McConkey's out, but I doubt he will be.
24-3 Chargers.
Ooh, damn. I'm going to go 27-10 Chargers. All right, Seahawks, Rams. Rams have already clinched that division, but the seeding isn't technically locked in at 3. And kind of an interesting thing here, I forgot to mention this about the Buccaneers as well. So the Buccaneers and Rams are in kind of a fight here for 3 and 4 seeding. The Rams are starting Jimmy Garoppolo, despite the fact that their seeding is not locked in. They're starting Jimmy Garoppolo instead of Stafford. But a Tampa Bay win and a Los Angeles Rams loss gives Tampa Bay the 3 seed. Rams go to the 4 seed. I hate that idea by the Rams. I think it's so stupid. You would go from, if you're the 3 seed, you will be playing the Commanders or potentially the Packers.
Yeah.
Are the 2 to choose from. 4 seed, you have to play the Vikings or the Lions. Good luck. Win this fucking game.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with Garoppolo starting. I think that's so stupid. I get you want to. You probably should be resting Matt Stafford,
Yeah.
but you need to win. and Garoppolo could potentially win against the Seahawks team that is just fucking awful.
Yeah.
Honestly, they just are so bad. Anything in play here, Nathan? Incentives wise,
a big one,
Big
a
one.
really big one. Geno Smith, 185 passing yards.
Okay, well he'll just get that. That's
for $2 million.
Damn.
Ooh-wee.
Damn.
I don't think they expected him to have this many yards.
No. Fuck no.
But
He actually does have a lot.
So he has to get 4,300. Is that what it is?
I
4,200.
guess.
4,200, I guess.
But yeah, only 185. So he's obviously been killing it
Yeah.
compared to what he needs.
Holy
'cause
shit.
Normally,
I think that's
he's one of the.
that's 4,000.
I think he's the
250?
only. He's one of like 2 quarterbacks on this whole thing.
Really?
The only other one is Kyler.
Oh, interesting. We're about to get to that.
And I'll say that when we get there.
Yeah. The Rams do need to win despite the fact that they're not starting Stafford. And the Seahawks don't necessarily need to win. Geno will get that incentive in like the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Jared Verse making the Pro Bowl as a rookie.
Oh man, amazing!
Love
That Rams pass rush is
fucking love it.
incredible.
Love it.
I honestly think it's more fun than just watching one guy. You
Yeah.
have the whole line
Exactly.
that contributes now.
That's why, look, like the Giants suck. Giants offensive line's fun. Yeah, that game, what are we thinking score-wise in that game? Seahawks, Rams. I'm going to go Rams 28, Seahawks 14. I
So
don't
still
think
with
the Seahawks are gonna
Garoppolo,
try. Yeah. I think Garoppolo and maybe Kyron might still be playing too.
I'm gonna go 24-21 Rams.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other game in that division, 49ers Cardinals. Really doesn't matter necessarily. Josh Dobbs starting for San Francisco with Brock Purdy out. What is Kyler's incentive?
If Kyler gets 50 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown, he gets $750K.
Definitely keep your eye out for that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of COD points.
I'm not. That's true. No gambling advice here.
Yep.
But if any sportsbook has Kyler Murray for a rushing or like a rushing receiving touchdown or an anytime touchdown that way, probably take it.
Yeah.
Probably take it.
Yeah, I would.
Not gambling advice, of course, but you should probably take it.
Yeah, no, I like that.
And
this game doesn't matter.
Zayvon Collins also needs 1 sack to make $300K.
Both these teams out of the playoffs. Both of them kind of not really in like draft pick conversation. They're both just going to be mid to like mid 10 picks.
Yeah.
So what do we think? There's nothing really to talk about here.
Yeah.
Tyler's going to get that incentive. He's going to bust his ass and get that incentive.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I think this is actually going to end up being a pretty decent game between
Yeah.
these two. Like, there's nothing to play for except your pride.
I think kind of like what I brought up with Garoppolo and like Wentz as well, Trubisky.
Yeah.
Backup quarterbacks, this is their only chance to, prove to everybody like, hey, I should get like another contract in this league.
Yeah. And it may not even be from that same team, just another contract.
So Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut, came into the game last week, rushed for a touchdown. That was it. That was all he got to do. And that's what he did, and he looked good, and he needs to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go 27-24 Niners.
I'm going to go 24-17 Cardinals. Okay, Sunday Night Football, the big one. Vikings-Lions. Winner gets the 1 seed and wins the NFC North.
That's insane.
Loser gets the 5 seed.
Wow.
The loser gets the 5 seed. They play the 4th-ranked NFC champion.
This is amazing.
It is
literally amazing.
And what I love the most, too, is that these are the 2 teams that I want to watch play.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And what's awesome is that when they first met this season, the Vikings were unbelievably good. The Lions didn't necessarily have the start they wanted.
Yeah.
They trade places for a couple weeks, and then they were just both just straight up.
Yeah.
Like, it was unbelievable. What was the last matchup? If you don't mind pulling that up. It was, right there. So the Lions had lost that game to the Buccaneers already. They played a couple of close ones. Vikings were undefeated going into that one. They both come out of it 5-1. Close game all the way to the end. Minnesota tried to come back in the 4th quarter to win. They don't win it. Lions hold on. So now we go all the way from, what was that, week 6 all the way to now. Week 18 is the next time they play each other, and they're both 14-2. They've only lost 1 game apiece since then.
14-2 versus 14-2, division rival Sunday Night Football on the last week of football for the 1st seed in that conference.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Where are we at? Ford Field? So we're in Detroit. Probably the better atmosphere of the 2. Lions fans over Vikings fans?
Yeah.
Is that a hot take?
I would
Sorry,
say.
Vikings fans.
No, I'd go Lions, especially with how the team's playing and where they're at, in their respective rebuilds.
Yeah.
I guess. The Vikings kind of hit a soft reset, getting rid of Cousins.
Yeah.
But they didn't really rebuild. Lions rebuilt.
No.
Big time.
God, shout out Sam Darnold, man.
Yeah.
Just what a season.
Yeah.
He had.
So between these 2 quarterbacks, who do you trust to have a huge game right now?
To have a huge game?
A huge game, numbers-wise. Who has a huge game?
Sam.
Who wins the game?
Jared.
Yeah, that. I'm in the exact same boat right now.
Yeah.
Jared Goff can have big games, and he does often. But in this game, to me, the Lions' job is to run the ball efficiently. That is their key to victory here.
Yeah.
If they can run the ball efficiently with Jahmyr Gibbs and mix in some Craig Reynolds, I guess, they will do very well. Aaron Jones is questionable. I think he'll probably play because you need him. You need him bad. Limited participant on Wednesday. He's going to play. Aaron Jones will play, but they're probably not going to use him as much as they would if he was fully healthy.
Yeah.
He's got a quad injury.
I don't know.
It's not fun to deal with.
Sending a questionable offensive player in against what's his face over there, Joseph, might be a bad idea. Because I guarantee you, is it Kirby?
Yeah, Kirby Joseph.
Kirby Joseph definitely is like before games looking at injury reports, seeing who's questionable, and he's like, okay, I go for that leg or that arm.
Yes, he is. 100%.
So with Aaron Jones going in with a quadricep, you never know. Kirby Joseph could come flying down and just put the crown of his helmet right in his quad and be like, see ya.
Definitely. I think, to me, in this game, the defenses are both they're both really good. They're both a little bit banged up. Obviously, we know the Lions' injury problems they've been dealing with all year.
Yeah.
It's going to be high scoring. It's going to be close. There's something about the Lions that just makes me think they'll pull it off.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is necessarily, but they do it for me.
Yeah. I get it.
They scratch an itch, and they're fun, dude. They're fun to watch. Ben Johnson is such a fun offensive coordinator to watch call a game. Dan Campbell likes to go for it on 4th down. Like all these different things that factor into what makes a team fun to watch. The Lions just bring it all, which is amazing. I'm going to take the Lions, mainly just because I think Gibbs is going to have a good game, really.
Yeah.
I think Gibbs will have a really good game on the ground. I'm going to go Lions 34, Vikings 31.
I was literally thinking the same score. Except I Since they're both 14-2, I'm going to take the reverse. So I think Vikings 34, Lions 31.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Vikings' offensive weapons certainly favors them.
Yeah. But you're not going to be able to run the ball and keep a consistent offense like the Lions
That's my
will.
thing is the Lions could get a lead. Obviously, you're still going to throw the ball. Jared Goff will throw the ball for sure. But if Gibbs can set the pace and you can throw the ball well, if you get a lead, you're going to just chew clock.
Yeah.
With Gibbs very well, as opposed to Aaron Jones being banged up trying to chew clock.
Yeah.
That's my biggest difference maker here in this game. So I'm taking the Lions. You've got the Vikings. All right. That's all the games. I know that took a long time because we were talking about incentives and playoffs and draft picks.
It was fun, though. That was a good discussion.
Yeah, well, luckily, we'll make up for it here. MLB offseason. We might spend 5 minutes here. So the Tigers are all in on Bregman, despite the fact that they just signed Gleyber Torres. So they want Bregman at third base. But if they don't get Bregman, which Bregman is certainly a big candidate for a lot of moves, if they don't get Bregman, they're still eyeing Santander as the backup just to add a talented bat to the lineup.
Yeah.
Which I do like. You could throw him in the outfield for sure. Wouldn't be a problem at all. If both of those fall through, Ha-Seong Kim is the plan C so that you add a good glove to the infield.
Yeah.
I think both of those address a need for sure. Santander is obviously the favorable pickup. He's the kind of guy that you're going to get like 90 RBIs out of next year.
Yeah.
That's much more favorable than what you'll get out of Ha-Seong Kim, which a great glove is a great glove. Fantastic. Everybody could use one.
Yep.
But you probably prefer that bat in the lineup when you're looking at this team.
Yeah.
But Bregman addresses both of those things at third base.
Yeah.
That is the ideal signing here. I think we've kind of like what I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. I think we've gotten to that point where so many teams will be interested. It's almost harder to say that like this team's the favorite right now for Bregman.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
I still want him so bad because I just read your next point, and we'll get to that in a second. But it just has me like I'm so worried that Gleyber is going to end up playing third base in Detroit. I think he might step in and
he'll
play
be second.
You think so?
They've already said that he's going to play second. Colt Keith moves to first base.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Torkelson's position is up in the air.
But he can play anywhere, kind of, can't he? Not really?
No. He's a first baseman or a DH. His defense sucks.
Oh. Yeah.
That's...
Well, at least if you're the Tigers, you have a lot of options you could go with.
Definitely. And they have guys in the youth system as well.
Yeah. Definitely. Well.
All right. Yeah, we'll move on from that one. Next one. Market's starting to heat up on Max Scherzer, despite being 40 years old and injury-riddled. Which, you know, Scherzer's out there. Verlander's still out there. I would assume he'll probably come back to Houston. But
yeah,
Verlander's still out there as well. Number of other guys. Charlie Morton's out there. A lot of options for veteran starting pitching.
Yeah.
For sure. Obviously, you know, the top of the top is out. You know, they're all gone. But Flaherty's still out there.
Yeah.
It is an option. But I do think Scherzer, out of the old guys, is probably the one that I'm like most interested in. I don't know if he'll be the best. I think Verlander could potentially be the best out of the three. I think Morton's probably the worst of the three. Scherzer is enticing because we haven't really seen him.
Yeah.
He's just been hurt for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I would like to see someone give Scherzer a shot.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens. I would love to see him go back to the Nationals.
What about the Reds?
Reds would be interesting as well.
Yeah.
I think the Nationals make sense. They need a little bit to add. He's already been there. He was he's a legend for the franchise.
He can retire there.
He retired there. I think Scherzer to the Nationals makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Last point. What are the Yankees doing at third base?
Yeah. I just keep reading the last sentence on Grayson's prep sheet, and I will do you guys want to win a World Series if DJ LeMahieu plays third base? Do you care about winning a World Series? Because
what I love about that last sentence is that I'm not the one saying it.
Yeah.
Somebody else reported that. But so Bregman and Arenado are obviously options for third base there.
Yep.
But New York doesn't look like it's probably going to be either of their top destinations right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it. Seems like the Blue Jays might be the one in on Arenado as of right now. We'll see. So the question is, will DJ LeMahieu take over at third base?
Dude, it's
if
such
they
a
can't go out and
possibility.
get somebody. It is, which sucks.
Yeah.
Is it almost a better idea, though, instead of putting Jazz back at second base is his natural position, put him at third base and figure something out at second?
That's kind of what I hope they do.
DJ LeMahieu's awful.
He would not be able to play second base.
No. He used to.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have an arm for third base anymore.
No.
He
That's
really
the
never
thing.
has had
He
an
never had an arm for third base. That's why he played second and first.
Yeah.
Sure, you could maybe get away with putting him at second base. He certainly doesn't have the range he used to. I wouldn't put him there.
Yeah.
But, God, yeah, you're not getting away with DJ LeMahieu at third base for a season. It's not happening. Not happening.
Definitely not.
I hate it. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with third base because I don't love their options.
Yeah. It's just, I know that we've already had a good offseason, and maybe this is just me kind of panicking that not only we lost the World Series, but we lost Juan Soto, is what the whole Yankees front office should be doing is how do we get back and actually win it this time? We cannot
And I think you guys
regress.
have added a wealth of extremely important pieces. If you guys wanted to, you could get away with going out and finding a very good defensive third baseman that literally can't hit a baseball.
Yeah, maybe.
You could get away with it.
But then again, that problem, persists of in the playoffs, we have 3 pieces of offense, and the rest of the lineup just kind of.
But now, let's say you go into the playoffs. Maybe Judge, let's assume Judge plays better in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Judge plays better in the playoffs. Goldschmidt's been there before.
Yep.
Bellinger's been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Stanton, obviously, is a great playoff. Seems like for the Yankees.
Jazz is okay.
Jazz is okay. Maybe you find something from Volpe that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Maybe you get something out of Austin Wells. Who knows?
Yeah.
But you have added pieces that will contribute.
Definitely.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not just Soto, Stanton, Judge.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of pieces that will contribute.
Yeah. What I want as a Yankees fan may not be realistic. Jazz plays third. Bregman signs with us, plays second.
It would be they'd immediately flip them around. Unfortunately.
Really?
Yes. Jazz's natural position was second base coming up. He will stay at second base. Bregman's natural position third. He'll stay at third.
I really like Jazz at third, though.
Yeah, he's fun to watch at third base.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's all we have for the MLB. Nobody's really signed. I think Josh Bell signed with the Nationals. That's really it. There's nothing. Yeah, so we'll move on to the Premier League. Saturday, January 4th. We got 2 games that we'll be pinpointing here. Got a lot of matches just going on in general. This week, not as busy as I think next week.
Yeah.
Next week is a really busy week.
Probably giving them a break off that busy December because there was a lot of Premier League in December.
So first one to talk about, Spurs versus Newcastle, 7:30 a.m. on Saturday. Spurs in odd form. I would say they've kind of sat in the middle of the table all year, which has kind of been odd to watch at least. Newcastle, on the other hand, on fantastic form.
Oh, my God.
I'll just bring up this stat. You guys will hear it later. But Martin Dubravka, 4 straight clean sheets since he's come in to replace Nick Pope.
Yeah.
And Newcastle scoring as well. Alexander Isak, 8 goals in his last 6 matches, I believe.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Unreal stuff for him.
And then you have Jacob Murphy on the wing that's kind of outplayed Anthony Gordon recently. He's been amazing.
Yeah, that's why I've been saying for so long Murphy needed to replace Almiron on the right. It needed to happen. Murphy just had to get healthy for an extended period of time so that we could at least
try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan, can you pull that game up on Fubo instead of there?
Sorry, the Georgia game has started. It is 4 o'clock.
For us. I think, to me, you just feed the hot hand here. Newcastle's offense is rolling. Dubravka's been amazing in goal. What is it that Spurs could bring differently this week that gets them a win?
Against Newcastle right now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tottenham has the defenders to stop, I think, Isak, because we've only seen a good month offensively from Newcastle, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, and you have guys like Romero, Pedro Porro, and Mickey Van de Ven, and I'm not too sure how they are on injuries. I thought some of them were coming back soon.
Should have been. I haven't checked either.
You have the squad to, I would say, contend with this Newcastle offense, but, it's in soccer especially, it's hard to go against form. And Newcastle are one of the teams to beat in the whole entire league right now. And I don't know if Tottenham's a team that can do it.
Yeah, I think just the goal-scoring prowess is enough. Tottenham's not necessarily scoring a lot of goals. When they are, it's against the worst defenses in the league, essentially. We've seen. I think the problem is they have a bunch of great chance creators and nobody to finish those goals.
Yeah,
which is because they lost Harry Kane and they won't find a replacement for Harry Kane, but they can at least find somebody that could try to step up.
Yeah,
they don't have that at all
for sure.
They have James Madison and I almost just said Ha-Seong Kim,
Heung-min Son.
Heung-min Son. I'm still in baseball mode. And Heung-min Son, who both are elite chance creators, but look, Richarlison's not finishing goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Newcastle 2-1.
Yeah, match you on that. 2-1 Newcastle.
Arsenal Brighton 10 a.m. on Saturday is an interesting one. Obviously, Arsenal second in the league right now. After that last win against Brentford, Brighton on the other hand, very odd right now. They just keep dropping 3 straight draws. You got 1-1 with West Ham, then you go 0-0 with Brentford, and then 2-2 with Aston Villa. And that's the thing. Why did they look like that against West Ham and Brentford, but then they're 2-2 with Aston Villa, who's like, obviously Aston Villa on the decline as well, but still, like, that's a team that, if any of those 3 teams is going to beat you, probably Aston Villa, you still played it close with them.
For sure.
That's why I can't understand Brighton's form at all.
Yeah.
They have 4 points in their last 5 with 4 draws.
They haven't won a game in a while.
No. It's super weird for Brighton.
Oh, man. Who was their loss against, Nathan, if you don't mind just hovering over that real fast?
The Brighton lost there. Crystal Palace.
See,
that's a problem.
It's unbelievable.
That is a problem.
Yeah. And I don't know if you're going to be able to expect that same result against Arsenal.
Yeah.
At all.
I guess you could also look at it like this. Okay, you lost to Crystal Palace, obviously a low point.
Yep.
You drew with West Ham, who's a little bit higher than them in the table.
Yep.
You drew with Brentford, who's higher than West Ham in the table.
Yeah.
And then you drew with Aston Villa, who's even higher than you in the table.
Yeah.
Maybe that means they're on the upswing.
Yeah.
Arsenal is going to cut that down immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Arsenal does not give a fuck about the momentum that Brighton has because of 3 straight draws.
No, absolutely not.
I'm going 3-1.
We go 2-0.
Yeah, Arsenal playing great right now. I really like what they're bringing at the moment.
Oh, for sure.
It does seem like Arteta's maybe fixing some things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's turned it around, but I think he's fixing some things.
On top of that, Bukayo Saka just gets better and better by the
Every
year.
fucking month.
He's amazing.
He looks even better. Okay, our third match of the week that we'll highlight Sunday, Liverpool versus Man U. Just a lot of conversation to be had, really, with Amorim.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just not loving, especially what I'm hearing is substitution decisions.
Interesting.
A lot of people not happy with substitution decisions. They got thrashed by Newcastle midweek, and they don't look good. They're not scoring, which was like the first thing they did.
Yeah.
First thing they did is Amorim comes in, they started scoring, and it's gone. It's all gone. Liverpool, on the other hand, is the best team in the world. And they have the best player in the world.
Yeah.
At the moment. There's no fucking chance.
No. I mean,
no chance for Manchester United. They could start looking like a better team in this game, and they would still lose.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know what to say. Like, Manchester United, they just have hit this really bad form, I think, really since Amorim got settled. Yeah. Honestly, like, is it fair to say that when Amorim first started and they were getting some draws, like, that still could have been, like, Ruud van Nistelrooy's team a little bit, you know? Yeah. And now you get to watch Ruud van Nistelrooy manage Leicester and try to get them out of a relegation spot, which I think he's very capable of. I'm a big fan of Ruud van Nistelrooy. But, yeah, with Manchester United, I think it's probably almost unfair, but their fans are just going to have to be patient because we still haven't had an Amorim transfer window, or kind of to further that, we haven't seen Amorim in the summer transfer window either. Yeah. So I don't know. But do you think it gets bad enough for Manchester United? Let's say like this second half of the year just is shit. Like, what if they fire him before summer? Well,
funny thing about that
happened to Graham Potter.
Happened to Sporting.
Yeah.
They literally have already fired the guy that replaced Amorim.
Yeah.
And that was only a couple weeks. They literally gave the guy a couple weeks and then fired him.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things that can just kind of be ever-changing. But if Manchester United, 3 losses in a row, all of them pretty embarrassing in my eyes. You're 14th in the table. There's only 5 teams behind Manchester United right now, and they're Crystal Palace, Everton, Wolves, 6 teams. Ipswich, Leicester, and Southampton. Southampton speed running relegation at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's just simply not where a team of this caliber should be. It's not where, even if fucking Wolves had all these players, They shouldn't be 14th in the table.
Absolutely not.
Even if Ipswich had this lineup and this manager and every other thing,
Yeah.
except the history, they shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But when it's Manchester United, you shouldn't even be 10th.
No.
You shouldn't even be 8th at that point. With the money you've put into this team, the money that you pay the players, the manager that you just picked up who's supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
None of it lines up for where they're at right now on the table. And it shows me that either you have to make major changes to your team sheet in January and in the summer, or Amarim might just not be the dude.
How do you not sound like a broken record when you're talking about Manchester United? Like, you and I, right, have grown up to watch the downfall of one of soccer's best teams of all time.
Yeah.
And I think Fergie's last year was 13 or like 2012 or something like that.
Around then, yeah.
This problem has lasted for 12 to like 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane how they haven't gotten it figured out yet. Because like same thing kind of happened with Arsenal.
Yeah.
We watched the rebuild of Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I feel like it didn't take them that long. Same thing with Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Same thing with City.
During the time that I have been watching soccer, probably the most winningest or the most accolades I've seen out of a manager for Manchester United is probably Louis van Gaal.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably who has been the most successful in the time that I've been watching soccer for Manchester United. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Bad.
That
Real
is
bad.
so bad.
I mean, Mourinho won the Europa League.
Yeah, that's true. Mourinho did win the Europa League with them.
Didn't win anything else, though.
No. Liverpool is going to stomp them.
Yeah.
I'm going 3-1.
I'm going to go 4-0. Yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Nathan, can you pull up the fixtures just so we can read off the ones for this weekend? It's the second tab there.
When we're done with this, I have some international news for you. It's just 1 point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Saturday, you got Spurs, Newcastle, and you got Villa versus Leicester, Bournemouth, Everton, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Man City versus West Ham, Southampton, Brentford, and then Brighton, Arsenal. And then Sunday's games, you got Fulham, Ipswich, and Liverpool, Manchester United. And then Monday, you got Wolves and Nottingham Forest. And then, we're not back till the 14th. So,
yeah. Man, I can tell you.
I guess we have the next weekend off of the Prem.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No Prem next weekend. Maybe we'll check in on the table.
Through
20
I
games.
can tell you as a Chelsea fan, 2 losses in a row, I do not like going to Selhurst Park.
No?
No, not with 2 losses in a row. We always have trouble with
fair.
Crystal Palace, I feel like. Yeah, previous meeting. Well, there was the 3-1.
They're a London team, right?
Maybe?
I think Crystal Palace is a London team.
Yeah, where's Selhurst Park, Nathan? FC located.
London. South London.
South London.
Yeah, so this is a rivalry.
Yeah. A lot of
Palace and
rivalries in
Chelsea.
London.
Yeah, it's like all the teams are there.
The international news that I had for you, though, and I hope you haven't heard about this yet.
Maybe.
So we all know of the reoccurring issue at FC Shitolona right now, where they can't afford anybody.
Danny Olmo.
Yeah.
Not going to be registered.
Danny Olmo was barred from registering from La Liga. Same with Pau Victor as well. So, yeah, Danny Olmo can only play in the Champions League. He cannot play another match in La Liga for Barcelona this season.
So, question, should they sell him in January?
Definitely.
You have to.
He needs playing time. That's a starting center midfielder.
Outstanding player. He was a starter in the Euros for the winning team. Well, not a starter the whole time, but he ended up getting in the starting lineup. Danny Olmo needs to be starting somewhere. Sell him somewhere other than La Liga, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
how Barcelona needs to look at that. Unfortunately, he's a La Masia product, which sucks.
Yeah.
That you're going to have to get rid of him, but you should have figured out your money first.
It's not a good place to sign for right now.
No.
Just because, like you got to play for, go back to your youth team and spend time at a very, prestigious club like Barcelona. But
you got to play for a couple months.
you got to think, as a player, you're going to be moving around a lot. You don't know if you're going to get registered. It's just a dumb place to sign for. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nathan, before we get into your questions time, because obviously it is now officially questions time in case anybody was wondering, why are we watching the Command Center version on ESPNU of this game?
It's a busy screen.
That's all I'm wondering. Why you pulled up ESPNU? No. I don't know. I noticed it and I was like, why the fuck does the screen look like this? Yeah, just go to the guide and then go to ESPN. Or just whatever. Okay. Yeah, we got the regular version this time. Yeah, that was just throwing me off. Okay. It is officially questions time, which means we have some Who Am I's and some questions to answer. Nathan can take the lead here now.
All right, boys. We're going to start with the questions.
All right.
We got some New Year's questions for you boys. You guys can clean up your spaces.
Yeah. I'm going to keep this here
Feel
just because
nice
I want to
and
write down
tidy.
ideas for Who Am I's.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So we got 3 questions, 3 Who Am I's, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
First question. What New Year's resolution do you have for this year? Could be related to the podcast, life, school, anything.
Yeah. No more school resolutions for me.
That's true. That was more for Luke.
Fortunately. I'm trying to think. I don't have any in particular. I did a couple last year. Well, so last year was weird because like I did this. Me and Nathan both did the no soda. I threw in no sweet tea. I also I didn't even really do it on purpose, but I didn't do energy drinks until like November.
Yeah,
just on accident.
I went no energy drinks until I think May or June.
Yeah, and the only reason I had an energy drink was because it was when me and Jared were coming back from Oxford, and it was 2 a.m. And
fair enough.
I kind of needed to get home.
Fair. I had
Yeah,
a Coke
you're a
yesterday. It was
6th round
bad
guy.
start.
I had a Coke yesterday for
Yeah.
the first time in a year. Magical experience on that first sip.
Just the first sip, though.
Yeah, the rest was kind of mid. It was kind of like, all right, this really isn't that great.
You needed it from like a McDonald's.
I know. I need to go get it from a fountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily have like a resolution this year. I don't think there's like one that sticks out to me. I think I made a lot of changes throughout the whole year last year. Now it's just like keep it up.
It's true.
It's kind of the resolution.
Yeah.
For any
Don't
of
fuck it up.
you that don't know or haven't noticed from the YouTube videos, Grayson's been in the gym. And
Oh, yeah.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost from the most I've ever been. I've lost 62 pounds.
Let's go.
You're
Good for you, Grayson.
incredibly breedable
Yeah.
human being.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I'm genuinely like proud of you.
Thank you.
Seriously.
I'm proud as well.
Appreciate it.
We're
We're gonna
you
keep
got?
going. We're
What you got?
trying to
Yeah.
trying to get down to
Sir.
240 this year.
Don't
Okay.
stop.
By the end of the year.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a
Um,
menace at
Do
6'3", 240.
Put me in a tight end.
yeah.
God, but
Um,
you can't catch.
Yeah.
I guess for me, not really anything that I'm like that
Oh, they threw it. They threw it. Let's go.
from the center ref, not even the ref that was
Yeah.
closest to that. Sorry.
That's interesting.
I just want to try to be more productive, further my career in journalism, graduate, and just better mental health. It's not like I'm struggling or anything.
Yeah.
Just think better. Think
Hell yeah.
more
It's
positive.
It's always something you could do better with.
Yes.
That's the thing I've realized with that kind of stuff.
yeah.
There's the grab right there. Oh yeah, big time PI.
Yeah. You see that shoulder pad?
But for the podcast, just because like I don't really, it's a little different. I have yearly goals for the podcast. That's separate from like New Year's resolutions and stuff.
Yeah.
Yearly goals for the podcast. We gotta keep doing short form stuff,
Yes.
short form content for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We've contemplated potentially between like Super Bowl and draft taking like a few weeks off to just like work on some things. And I just to be transparent with everyone, I think we could all use a little bit of a break at the end of football season because it's just it's taxing. It's taxing to cover every single game every single week for 4 or 5 months. But I think we're going to do that potentially. I also at some point this year, I'm going to change the studio up somehow.
Hell yeah.
We're going to get a new camera in the coming months as well. That's going to happen. So there is some changes that will be coming to Second Short, and I'm thinking about updating things like visuals wise, brand wise, stuff like that. So a lot of things to look forward to as a listener or a potential listener or a new fan of Second and Short, because I think we're gonna have some fun things coming up this year into our second full year of Second and Short, or sorry, our third full year of Second and Short.
Wow.
Yeah, phrase.
Luke, do you have any podcast related or channel related?
Yeah, it would be cool to take on more, further my editing skills. I think, with Grayson having graduated and going to full time in his job, it would be cool if I could learn how to really take control of like editing that short form content and just getting more like TikTok clips out there, because that's how a lot of these podcasts are getting famous. Is just these short clips that blow up, and then they're like, oh, I want to hear what more of these guys have to say. Then they find the podcast. So that would be extremely cool.
Yeah,
extremely cool.
You guys giving up anything for New Year's this year? That's the next question.
Giving up fuck shit. No more fuck shit in 2025.
No, I haven't thought of anything given up really.
We're literally going on a trip in April, and I know you're gonna be doing some fuck shit.
Fuck shit. We doing cool shit.
Yeah.
I guess it's all relative, right?
Cool shit. No more
Luke, you
fuck
giving
shit,
anything
just
up
cool
this
shit.
year?
Not really.
We're saving money
No.
this year.
Yeah, I am
Saving
as
money.
well.
We're investing.
I'm not
putting
investing,
money
I'm
in
just saving
savings.
money.
That's where we're at this year too.
Minneapolis?
Minneapolis.
Indiana.
It's like
Minneapolis,
Minneapolis,
Iowa.
but
Media.
in a picture.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Not Indiana. Iowa.
Oh, Iowa. My bad.
What was your favorite moment of 2024? One for Second and Short, one for your personal life.
Wow.
It's hard to top going to Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas was
that could be
extremely.
both.
That could be both. I think the draft special was the best thing we did this year.
Mine's
Second
Field
Short.
Day.
Field Day
for
was
second
extremely
choice.
fun.
Yeah.
I still think the draft special. There's nothing
Any
like it.
specific moment?
There's nothing like the draft special just in general. Like
If
the fact
you
that
ask
Mike
me
stayed
any
on the whole
specific
time.
moment from the draft special, it's when the Falcons picked Michael Penix.
Yeah, the
and we all
Penix,
went
the-
fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Or when I shit on that kid that I didn't know.
that was
that was
really
That
bad.
was really bad.
but it was so funny.
Yeah.
But so bad.
That was bad.
Yeah, I think just about anything from the draft special is my favorite thing of the year.
I'm so
Every
excited.
year.
Yeah, I would say for the podcast, for me, it was starting the Wednesday content ideas in the summertime.
That was extremely fun. It
also
was
filming the
a
videos.
lot on me to edit all those every week.
Yeah.
but it was fun. Oh, also starting the college football show was something fun
Yeah.
just for me. Really, like it does well on the channel, and I appreciate everybody that checks out the college football show. But
Yeah.
like for me to just get a chance to talk more about college football because like we just don't have time to on the podcast.
And for the same thing, the Premier League Team of the Month
Yeah.
video was kind of the same thing. It was really
It's
cool.
now moved to short form content.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see it. I know you guys just recorded it today.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten to see the full
Big
Yeah.
content day for Grayson and I.
yes.
we've been at it.
And what about for your personal lives? Favorite moment from the year.
I have some, but I'll keep those personal. But there's some that have to stay personal. But personal
Fair.
life, best moment I think was just when I dropped under 300 pounds.
Let's go.
Biggest thing.
You also graduated college
I know.
this year.
I didn't really care. It hasn't sank in yet.
That's fair.
Hasn't sank. Once Luke goes back
classes
to
start,
school and
yeah.
like all my other friends are back in class as well, then I'm gonna be like, oh wait, I just have to go to work. I was already doing that.
Luke, personal life?
Vegas trip was pretty fun.
That was awesome.
Um,
Oh yeah, my 21st birthday, turning 21 was pretty cool.
You had
yeah.
a big year this year.
Yeah, I had a big year. Big year.
Damn. I don't know. There were a lot of moments. I think most of them I'll keep to myself, but the Vegas trip was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas trip was
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. All right. Time for some Guess Who's.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You guys in the right headspace for this?
Yeah.
Probably
All
not.
right. So,
I know
all
both.
I'm going to tell you is that one of these, or maybe two, all I'll say is I mixed active and retired.
Oh fuck.
Lord have mercy.
But the retired ones are people you'd know.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
I was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars and have played for two other teams.
Okay.
Any guesses on that?
Leonard Fournette.
Nope.
I don't even think he's
I
played
don't
for
think
two
he's
other
played for
teams.
two. Luke, anything, or you want to just go to the next?
Allen Robinson.
I have 115 career receiving yards.
25. That's crazy. Okay. Say that again, please.
5,115 career receiving yards.
Alan Hearns.
Okay, so they were drafted by the Jags and they played on two teams. Is that what you said?
After the Jags, yes.
Yep. 5,115 receiving yards. Okay.
That could be a lot. It could not be a lot. You don't know when they were drafted.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Continue. I don't have a guess.
My nickname
Oh.
is Big Dog.
That doesn't fucking know.
Big
Not
dog.
all.
Okay.
Big Dog.
Big receiver.
Could be a tight end.
Big Dog. She don't want a puppy. She want a big dog.
Fuck.
Is this Mercedes Lewis?
It is.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Bang.
The next two
That was
hints
good.
were I have 2 targets this season,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm a tight end drafted in 2006.
Because I was like, I know he doesn't have that many receiving yards, but he's played for so long.
Since
Yeah.
06.
Yeah.
It's
So
incredible.
that was 3
I
points.
love Mercedes Lewis.
Me too. Me
Shout
too.
out.
3 points, Grace.
Let's go.
All right, next one. I played college football at Harvard.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No. This is like the easiest first clue I have.
Is this our retired guy?
Is it?
Feels like it. There's another guy, though. That's in the
Harvard's
league
sneaky
right now.
had some good players.
Yeah, there's another guy in the league right now. I'm pretty sure that played at Harvard, but I can't think of who it is.
I'm sure there's a couple. Couple of smart guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with John F. Kennedy. He played football at Harvard.
He's not. I really should do one of those.
The Headless
where I,
Horseman.
Like, I throw in something like that.
So what was the hint? You just that he played at Harvard.
Yep.
Okay.
I was drafted in 2013 by the Ravens. Somebody tackle that guy.
You check.
Yes.
This is fun.
He's the one that went to Harvard. I knew there was another one. Use check. All right. How many points is that now?
6.
7?
7. Luke, you're falling behind. You're gonna have to get this in -2 try.
Okay.
You want to just throw out a guess?
For your next player?
Yep. I'll at least give you this. I did say there was one that's not in the NFL. We've had 2 guys that were active.
Yeah. So just anybody not in the NFL.
Anybody who's retired from football.
1 yes. And I'll say it's even.
Can I do
feel
that
like-
too? Before you say
Nope.
anything?
I feel like you could go like funny. Like a funny guy.
They're all people you would know.
Johnny
So,
Manziel.
Wait. Steve Smith Sr.
All right. I don't know if this is a giveaway or not, but his high school, he went to B.L. Moore High School.
Do we know what state that's in?
I do, but I'm not
Not-
going to tell you.
Okay, cool. That doesn't help.
Anything?
Let's go with
Before you guess, you can't tell us what state that's in?
I'm choosing not to.
okay, that's fine. That means it's either Florida, Texas, or California. Or Georgia. It's not Georgia, I don't know. Florida, Texas, California. If I had to guess. Or it's a very obvious, like it's a state where like there's no good football players and he's the only one. That could be also.
He is the only NFL player from that high school.
Okay. Well, maybe that does change.
Ever.
Wow.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
School's been around since 1960.
Fuck.
I had to look up the school just to see what it was.
Yeah.
I'll give you this. It was opened specifically for young black children.
That does help a lot.
So he's not a white kid, I can tell you that much.
I'm going
Let
to
me see.
go with Jerry Rice.
Yes.
What?
What?
It's Jerry Rice.
So I got it off the high school.
How did you do that?
I
don't
No, I
do
didn't.
that?
I just guessed a legendary black
I
player.
think you already guessed.
Did I?
Did you already guess?
No,
No,
I think
I
he
don't know
got
if he
it.
did.
I'm pretty sure he got it.
Damn. Fair
Dude,
enough.
What the fuck, Grayson? Like,
I
Just
knew
a
that
random black
Well-
guy in the NFL.
Jerry Rice is from like Mississippi, I
yeah,
think.
it's in Mississippi.
Yeah, he's from Mississippi.
dude.
I was gonna
Mississippi
do the
doesn't
college,
have
but
like a lot of
Mississippi Valley
big.
State was a
Yeah,
little too
exactly.
obvious.
I would have gotten it
Yeah.
if you said Mississippi Valley State.
My next clue was really gonna throw y'all off. It was I retired as a Seahawk.
Oh, well, I knew that one too.
Yeah, but that's one of those ones where you're like,
I would if you would have said like I spent time with like the Raiders, I probably would have got it before retired as a Seahawk.
Yeah.
I would have gotten that, but
it only got
How the
easier after that
fuck
because then
did I
it was
just
11 straight seasons over 1,000
I
receiving
definitely
yards.
would have had that.
Dude, you
And then
were-
in 1995, I had 1,848 yards for the 49ers.
Yeah,
And then I have the record for all time.
that's incredible.
That was insane.
Off of his high school, B.L. Moore. B.L. Moore
I bet
High
you-
School.
I bet you both
Jerry
spelled it wrong.
Rice.
What?
Did you guys both write
I
D.L.
didn't,
Moore?
I didn't even write
I
anything down
did.
for that one.
How'd you spell it?
I originally wrote BLM. And I was like, wait, he didn't say BLM. And then I put BLMOORE.
You're wrong. There's no E.
Oh.
Oh,
OOR?
Yeah.
kind of like
I was very confused when I
Moore.
searched it
Yeah.
and put E, and then it was like, nope.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is weird.
I thought about doing someone like interesting, like.
Well, Jerry Rice is interesting.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy, but like I thought about doing one where it's like you know the name, but you might not remember that they're retired or something like that. And then I was like, I wonder if I can do one where I do the best wide receiver of all time, and try to throw him off.
Isn't it kind of crazy though that on my random guess I did pick a black retired wide receiver?
Yeah, you did. I literally just went to the receivers list and was like, all right, let me just pick somebody on here.
Fair.
I thought about doing someone at like
Sorry, how many points
middle.
did I get?
Well, that's 5 points right there. So
cool 12
I
piece
lost.
for me.
12. Yikes.
Damn.
12-0.
If you would have said stole Brandon Ayuk from the Steelers, I would have gotten it first.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Grayson would have also known.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have let Luke say it first.
We got another
That
one?
was fun.
That's it.
That was it?
That's
Do
all.
you want me to get another
We did
one going?
3. I just got him so
No,
quickly.
we don't have to do another one. That I just
get one quick, but
We did 3. It's just
No,
it
I
moved
think-
very quick.
I
I think
think
we could probably wrap it up.
Yeah. Are we at like what 2:15?
No, I don't think we're
we
that far.
just hit
We
2.
just hit 2.
Oh, we just hit 2?
Yeah.
I'd be down to do one more. if
We
you
can do
want.
another one while
Yeah.
he's
One more.
going.
One more.
Find clues.
Well, what should we talk about?
We'll
We
just-
talk about how this game started.
Yeah, so, to
very
remind-
good defense
yeah.
to this point.
To remind you
Y'all
guys,
didn't
it
even
is Gunnar
mention
Stockton.
why this game is happening right now.
Oh yeah. The
Oh.
whole reason this game got delayed to now.
That's right.
Wait, Jalen Milroe is going to the draft.
Really?
Colin is probably screaming right now at our house. He is
Wait,
going
he just
insane,
texted
so
me.
happy.
You might be able to
Mark
hear
group
him
chat.
from here.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Colin said Milroe's leaving for the draft, and I couldn't be happier.
Wow.
Yeah. So the reason that this Georgia Notre Dame game is being played right now instead of last night at 8:45 is because there was a terrorist attack in New Orleans at the corner of Bourbon Street and Canal Street, where a truck with a ISIS flag, I believe,
Yeah.
on the truck drove through a crowd.
Oh.
Holy fuck!
Sorry. That was like Nick Castellanos timing right there with that.
Dylan Bell. God damn. Crazy run after the catch on that. Great route as well. Truck drove through a crowd of people. I believe the initial number I remember seeing was 10 killed, 35 injured at least.
Yeah.
It's at 15 dead.
15
Oh, wow.
dead
It's up
now?
to 15.
Okay.
15.
He stepped out.
immediately. He got the catch though, I think. He just stepped out. So that, and then I guess there was other crimes as well reported in New Orleans that were kind of similar.
Oh.
Like I think there was like explosive things that were reported, which I think was more because of fireworks, but
Mhm.
because that and this attack
They were on high
occurred at the
alert.
same time, they're on high alert.
Yeah.
Got to make sure everybody's safe because you got a stadium full of like 70,000 people
Yeah.
and a bunch of out of towners as well in town.
Yeah.
I believe one Georgia student was
Mhm.
killed,
Yeah.
as well as ex Princeton quarterback as well
Oh.
was one of the men
I
killed.
didn't know that.
Yeah, crazy,
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
Yeah, guy was a dirtbag. U.S. Retired. No, he was on active leave,
Oh,
I
didn't know
believe.
that.
Yeah, he was a vet.
Wow.
I think he was like a sergeant, I believe, is what I read.
Also, just so everyone is clear, we have not done full research.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
we don't
things
know
we've
everything.
seen.
I'm going off
This
like
obviously
headlines.
I pretty much know what
Or a night ago.
I pretty much know what Pete Thamel tweeted. That's
Yeah.
as much as I know. And then they were going to delay the game 24 hours, and then realized they would have to delay it to 4 p.m. Eastern time because Ole Miss Duke play in the Gator Bowl, I believe, on ESPN.
Yeah.
So they couldn't switch that around.
And it's just, I can't believe that. Like, just,
Yeah.
they're having fun on New Year's Eve and something like that happens.
And it's even worse. Obviously, no matter what, this is a tragedy.
Yeah.
And whenever things like this happen around the world, is a tragedy. But when it's associated with sporting events, it for some reason seems worse. Like the Paris stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed worse. Or like even, go back in the day, like the Berlin Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
that whole situation, like anything like that. When you associate it with sports, it's like you're stealing what is so great about sports
Yeah.
and just ripping it out.
Yeah.
Because like, in look, this one was maybe more about the celebrations going on than the fact that there was a bunch of out of towners.
Mm-hmm.
Because like New Orleans is a place with a good a good New Year celebration, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
you also know that the Sugar Bowl's in town, and that brings in a lot of people from out of state.
Mhm.
And there's just even more tourist attraction to New Orleans this weekend. or this week. So when you add in the sport event part, and when it affects the fact that sports is an escape for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Sports is an escape from life. Sports is an escape from the bullshit happening somewhere else.
Yeah.
For a lot of people. And to take that away from people sucks. I hate that.
Definitely.
It just almost makes it, obviously, it's hard to say that it makes it worse because no matter what, it's a tragedy, but it adds to the effect of something so horrible.
Yeah, I agree. Wow, 100 years of the Goodyear blimp.
Crazy.
Fuck
That's
the blimp.
actually
All right,
insane.
we got another one.
But I just wanted to end it. Just
finish.
condolences from Second and Short to the
Yes.
families of those who were injured and lost their lives because that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, or
And one
just
of your
anybody that
fellow
witnessed it.
students.
And a fellow dog as well.
Yeah.
Just there to enjoy the atmosphere. He may have even had tickets to this game.
Yeah.
It's
So-
tragic.
Really unfortunate. All right, Nathan.
All right.
Switch the
Yeah,
pace a
very
little
big
bit to end the
switch up
episode.
here.
Yeah.
At least we'll be picking up the.
I went to Hampton High School.
Oh, in Georgia.
I thought you were gonna say, it might be Virginia.
Might be another
There's a
one.
Hampton University in Virginia. That's a HBCU.
Alvin Kamara.
No.
He went to Norcross.
Yeah, he did.
Anything? If you get it first clue, I'm going to find
We're
another
gonna give it a
one.
run.
I'll find another one right now.
Played in the NFL. Hampton High School. I think there's also a big Hampton High School in Florida, maybe.
Sounds like there's a couple of them.
There is.
Can I get a consolation guess?
I guess first. Zay Flowers.
Bradley Roby.
I was drafted in the 6th round in 2011.
Ooh, what the fuck? This feels like a specialist. A kicker or punter.
Would I do some shit like that?
Yes.
Yes, I would.
6th round. So it's not Ryan Sukup. 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 I don't know.
not
He was
Ray
Mr.
Guy.
Irrelevant. It's definitely not Ray Guy. 2011. Hampton High School.
I wouldn't harp on the Hampton High School thing
Yeah, I
that
know.
much.
2011 draft pick, 6th rounder.
Anything out of you, Luke?
Can't even think of that time. What a dart.
He threw that hard as
Dude,
hell.
Dylan Bell. Looks like he's Gunnar Stockton's favorite target. Too. What you got? What are you thinking?
Nothing.
Yeah,
to be
there's
honest
not
with
much
you.
to think about here.
All right,
2011 is the time frame.
next one. I have 12,254 passing yards in my career.
Oh my god, bro.
12,000 passing yards.
Yes.
Drafted in 2011, 6th round pick. 2011
Oh, wait.
quarterback.
I don't know if he would have gone that late.
12,000 yards is like 4 good seasons. Kind of.
Is this one Ryan Fitzpatrick?
No, that's too late draft pick. Late year.
Oh. Yeah.
Um,
Thought he may have been.
I think he was drafted before 2010.
yeah, he was for sure.
Hmm.
Fuck, 2011.
You were still pissing your pants when he was drafted, Luke.
Maybe not.
gotta think of, time frames. and
I didn't say
stuff.
diaper. I said
Yeah.
pants.
Wait, is this
True.
an active or retired? Do we know that?
Figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, figure it out.
6th round pick.
He went to Hampton High School. Is he active or retired?
I don't know,
It's-
dude. 6th round pick. Quarterback.
Maybe it's a really good punter.
No.
Really good at fakes.
12,000 12,000 passing yards. Not gonna happen.
He's
When you
really
said
fucking good
12,000,
at
I
it.
thought you said 1,200, and I was really close to saying Mohamed Sanu.
It's Wes Welker.
Nick Foles. I
No.
think he was drafted way higher than 6th round.
The most touchdowns I threw in a single season was 20.
That's not very good.
Damn.
It's not really that good at all. Could be a runner, though. But he's also a 6th round.
Could be a track star.
Fuck this. I hate this one.
2011.
12,000 passing yards means like he was starting
Mhm.
for someone.
And 12,000 also means that he would have to have done that multiple
couple times.
years. Yeah.
Quite a few times.
That's not just one good season.
No, that's like
that's
it's
a
four
couple.
4 decent years, 3 very good.
Yeah.
And a bunch of nothing or something.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck. 2011 is the number that's throwing me off because I can't think of that time frame whatsoever.
It's not going to be
Like
that guy.
guys that came out in 2011 is like Russell Wilson, I think. Was like a 2011 guy.
Yeah, you're staring at me because you can see the cogs turning. I
See the wheels.
I have a
spinning.
name,
Good.
but there's no way this guy has 12,000. Bruce Gradkowski.
No. Who the fuck is that guy?
He played backup for a while. Let's see when that guy got drafted.
All right. Next one.
I think it was before 2011.
I want Luke to be ready in case he has to fire because this is the last clue.
Bruce Gradkowski was drafted in 2009.
Ah, too old.
Yeah.
All right. I might play this week.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yep.
2011?
That
He's
makes
old.
sense. That makes sense.
And it is Hampton High School, Virginia.
I knew there was the university there.
Can
That's
I
what
play with
thought.
someone else?
Fun fact about Hampton University, where JID played football.
Wow.
Yeah. It's also where DeAndre Francois went after FAU.
Fuck that guy.
All right. That was fun.
That was
For
a good
me.
podcast.
I didn't
Yeah,
want to
that-
give up that he went to Virginia Tech. I thought that might help. So I was like, but I also thought that might have thrown you on a different loop if I said that he went to Virginia
Tyrod Taylor
Tech.
went to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of decent QBs.
Mike
who,
Vick?
yeah,
That's
there's
really
a couple people who you could be like 12,000 passing yards, Virginia Tech. Okay, maybe.
Yeah. Obviously, we all know Mike Vick got drafted earlier
So
than that, though.
would Michael Vick definitely would not have led into Tyrod Taylor because Michael Vick was in the
No,
league way.
No, Vick got drafted in 06.
Wasn't there another good Virginia Tech
04?
quarterback like in between them or like right after Tyrod Taylor?
I don't think there was. There might have been.
Mike Vick was drafted in 2001.
Wow.
I forgot about that. Oh, because Matt Ryan was drafted
First
in
overall.
2007, I think. Okay. That was a fun episode, for
Yeah.
sure.
That was good.
Last episode with Luke in person. Last episode that we'll be previewing a full slate of NFL games.
Yeah.
So the Thursday episode should get significantly shorter. Maybe. We'll see.
Who knows? We may have something crazy go on in
Yeah,
the
well,
MLB.
I think starting not next week, but the week after, Champions League's right back into the rotation for the
Mhm.
rest of the year. So yeah, a lot of things that we'll still have to talk about. Just playoffs coming up around the corner.
Yeah.
Next time we are here, we'll be previewing the wild card round. Super wild
excited.
card week.
So excited.
Damn.
Ooh. Weird tackle
Yeah,
there.
kind of a little horse collar.
A little
maybe.
extracurricular.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed here on YouTube and you turn on post notifications. You leave a like. Go ahead and comment where Alex Bregman is going. Comment where Alex Bregman's going. Follow us on the podcast platforms as well and rate 5 stars if you're listening there. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Join the second short subreddit, r/2ndand r/2ndand short for the subreddit. Jesus, I'm trying to watch football and talk. It's not working. I will be here on Monday. Nathan will be here on Monday, and so will Colin to recap the final week of the NFL season and look ahead. And recap the college football playoff quarterfinals and start looking ahead at some other things that might be happening down the road. So, got a lot of stuff to cover on Monday's episode, so make sure you come back for that. Obviously, make sure you check out next week on Wednesday, Premier League Team of the Month video coming out, short form version, vertical video version, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
On Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. That's where it'll be coming out. So make sure you're looking there as well.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Oh wow.
Brutal spot to fumble. Good work by Tate Ratledge to just jump on that guy's spine.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Love me some Tate Ratledge. Luke will be back next Friday virtually.
But with a new webcam.
With a new
Shout
webcam.
out Grayson.
Yes, I will be giving him my webcam.
Little hand me down.
Yes.
Webcam.
And Luke, anything you'd like to give the people to head into 2025?
Nah, man. Just, enjoy the year. Spend some time with family, friends, all the good stuff, but be productive. Further your life in some way.
Yeah, 2025, no more fuck shit.
No more fuck shit.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday. Luke, we'll see you guys on Wednesday on social media platforms, and then Friday back here on the podcast. And I hope you guys have a great start to the new year. Hope some good luck comes your way this year.
For sure.
And we're looking forward to hanging out with you for the rest of the year. So with that being said, we'll see you guys later. Peace.